Good day, ma'ams and sirs, and welcome to episode 32 of the Number 9 Podcast with Tommy, where the stories are real, but the points don't really matter.
Time out. That's not the end of the show.
You haven't been introduced yet. You pipe the fuck down. I'm your host.
I told you it was a bit.
Fool, you haven't been introduced either. I'm your host, and like Tommy's scale, now see, the rhyme doesn't really rhyme. Now I gotta go all the way fucking back. Good day, ma'ams and sirs, and welcome to episode number 32 of the Number 9 with Tommy podcast, where the stories are real, but the points don't really matter. I'm your host, and like Tommy's scale, my brain is shattered. Just because you're listening now, we're truly flattered. Today, we may argue like Slim and Kim Mathers, or like Ray Rice's wife, Tommy's pussy may end up battered. We're better friends than Barney and Fred, and we'll be this way till we're departed and dead. That's the first shout out to Mark Wahlberg. So kick back, relax, and enjoy you some podcasting brilliance from two grown men who will be acting like long-lasting children. That's right, it's me, back with a mic, like it's a piece of me. And the star of our show, who will soon die from obesity, Tommy fucking Washington. What's been up, man? How are you?
Pat, in that first take, you said the name of our show wrong.
You interrupted me. You could have just let it go.
I could have.
Everybody knows the name of the show. They found the show.
All right. I'm good, man. I'm excited. We got a special guest. He's not allowed to speak until Pat introduces him. So, and on my outline that I'm looking at, it's like it's like at the bottom of the page where you introduce him.
It is shortly after. It is immediately following mail time. So for those of you watching at home, you're just going to sit and stare at that big, beautiful, bald cranium until we're done going over.
I noticed a glare on the camera, and I think it's coming off Tony's head.
That's very possible.
Or the guest's head.
I actually have a tan on the right side of my body right now from the light bouncing off of Tony's head.
All right, so we're going to go over last week's episode. So highlights from episode 30 are still out on YouTube, Facebook. I think I put it on Twitter, Instagram. I put it everywhere. I haven't had a chance to make things from a clip from Thursday's show or Wednesday night show because, well, I got a new computer or a new case, so I was doing that instead.
Yeah.
There's a whole story that goes with that, but told a great story about apple juice.
Sure did.
Shout out to Phobic Squirrel. We did our NFL review and predictions. Just want to throw it out there. While there's two other people in the room, I'm kicking both your guys' asses in the pool that we do.
Seems like a gross exaggeration, but I appreciate your sentiment.
Well, I'm at least one game ahead of Tony. I am multiple games ahead of you.
I'm kicking your ass at one game ahead. We'll see what this week brings, man.
We had a great live chat. Mason says, "Don't worry, Tony. I'd rather be bald than a ginger." Drew Brees, 11 fractured ribs, placed on IR.
You getting ready for this? So this I just added this morning.
I saw it because it came out last night.
Yeah, the 11 broken ribs. That means he's on the IR, which means a minimum of 3 weeks off. The biggest break in all of this actually comes for fantasy fans who have Taysom Hill on their fantasy team. Here's why: the Saints are starting Hill over Jameis Winston, and Hill is eligible as a flex in most fantasy leagues. So you're given the opportunity, huge opportunity for bonus fantasy points. You can start two quarterbacks. This is wonderful.
They gotta change that.
If you have Taysom.
I'm sure they changed that.
I'd love to comment on this.
I don't know who said that. It's like there's a ghost in the room, the podcast room. You skipped over, and maybe you did it intentionally, the mailing list. We have officially started the mailing list. We will be firing off our first question of the week today. So if you're on the mailing list, you will get the question. You'll be able to answer the question. We'll read the best answers on the air. So yeah, take part. Support us by being active with us. That sounded much more sexual than it was supposed to.
It happens.
Yeah.
I like being sexual. Anyway, you want to do some mail time?
Let's kick into mail time.
All right.
Giggity.
I'm not going to be a part of mail time?
So, Tony, what's happening right now?
Tom's editing everything that just happened.
Yeah, we're still live on YouTube. So everybody's watching this right now.
They can't hear us?
But,
no, they can hear
us. But Tom's also adjusting the actual podcast on like Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, all that
because
shit.
Because it's hard to go back and
do it
after
you want to edit and shit.
Because he does it as he goes.
There's not, like I don't take out a lot of us talking. What I take out are dead spots. At the end of the show, I'll take out if there's any dead spots.
Huh.
And he can amplify, like if we realize that your mic was low, he can amplify all of it.
Kind of.
It was really low when you introduced me. No one heard it. So you might want to redo that part.
So here's the thing. You still haven't been introduced to the live audience. I didn't realize what an investment in time this was going to be from Tom.
I just want to make sure I'm doing the right stuff, Pat. Sorry.
So could we actually still record as you were doing this, or no?
We are recording. Oh, no.
We're recording live. So all the audio and stuff that we do is actually... So I save a copy of this to the computer so I can go back later and make clips and shit. So it's all recorded. It's just not on the actual podcast that we put out. Ready?
Ready. Did you already play the intro?
It's in the podcast, yeah.
Nice, okay.
All right, Pat, we got one piece of mail this week. It came in late last night. It was a late one. It came in from the one and only Old Man Clutch.
Old Man Clutch.
Read something like this. What up, fellas? I know you think I'm dogging you. I assure you I ain't. Just that Sundays at 10:30 in the a.m. is hard as Chinese arithmetic for me.
Easy for you to say.
Math.
Yeah, I got it. I look forward to parlaying with you boys on Thursday. Peace, Old Man Clutch. So, Clutch, if you're listening to this on Monday, because apparently church is more important than your boys,
What?
Rick Washington's in the chat.
Whoa!
It is awfully familiar. No.
Oh,
Rick Washington.
Whoa.
My dad.
Washington.
He's
fairly similar names. What's up, Papa Bear?
Hi, Mr. Washington.
Anyway, Old Man Clutch.
He hasn't been introduced yet.
Yeah, he's not allowed to talk. We record on Wednesday nights, Old Man Clutch, so you got to watch this on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Parlaying with us.
So what Old Man Clutch is doing right now is he has the this probably playing, and he's at church at home on the couch with his wife, sneaking this podcast as we speak.
He got in trouble last week. He told me.
It's fantastic.
He got in a lot of trouble with the old lady. Do you have anything? Any reviews? Anything that you got, Pat?
Nope. I tons of time invested in. Since we're doing a mail time segment, anyways, the mailing list. Yeah. Everybody jump on the mailing list. You don't have to answer the question, but if you see one that tickles your fancy, you can write in and you can be a part of the show.
Yeah. Just go to that website, number9podcast.com. All the way at the bottom of the screen. Subscribe.
This week's question, which I've already prepared, is it really tickles me. I'm not quite sure where I figured it out from. It just I was like I saw an ad, like a commercial, but an ad on Facebook, and I was like, that's interesting. And it boom, epiphany.
All right. So I'm very intrigued in this. I will respond. And it wouldn't be a show without that.
Doesn't count. That's an alarm.
All right.
So now Tom's splicing in the outro.
And then we can introduce you.
How do I do the mailing list?
I thought you were joining the live thing so you could text because you haven't been introduced.
I should have done that.
That would have been fun.
All the way down the bottom left-hand corner is where you sign up for the mailing list. Subscribe. You just type in your email. Very easy to do. Very quick process as well.
You just have to go to your email afterwards and accept it or verify it. All right. You guys ready?
I'm ready.
Let me close these out so we don't get confused later. All right, and without further ado, we can introduce the guests to my left-hand side. Maybe you're right. You ready?
I am. I just added a word to his intro. Now I'm ready.
Perfect.
Here's a guy who plays both mom and dad. At Mark Wahlberg's ass, he would take a stab. Much too often, fajitas are his chosen dish. Adrian Brody is who he compares noses with. More shoes in his closet than a high-class whore, and he cried when he saw Leo try to ride that door. But it's the absolute best he's the absolute best when it comes to pals, and awkward as fuck when it comes to gals. In pictures, he's got these hungry rapist eyes. They match his wit, so it's no surprise. If you keep the volume on an even number, it'd be fine. And he can't not say nice if he hears or sees the number 69. He's got a daughter who's all him, and he knows not to challenge her. Mans and sirs, Tony fucking Gallagher. What's been up, man? How are you?
Things are good. Things are good. Been sitting here waiting to fucking talk for about 25 minutes.
No, it hasn't even been close to 25 minutes. We've only been live for 15.
So there you go.
Pull up my notes. I did a lot of
Oh, look at
prep getting ready for
my
this.
brothers are ultra prepared for this podcast.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was going to come and sit inside.
I never thought that there
were.
I never thought that there would be a day that there were people more prepared to do shows than I was.
Yeah, I mean, now you've got like a whole family. Like,
well, you're not included in the
motherfucker. I did the outline.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with what you've done.
But before we get into the outline, I have so the name of the podcast. I get you guys went through the story of why it's called that.
So
why
glad you
is
heard that.
your name the only one? Why isn't it the number 9 podcast with Pat and Tommy? Or
He's
Tommy
the star
and
of the
Pat?
show. No, because
but it makes it sound like your nickname is number 9. It's like number 9.
I wondered if anybody would ever say that. I really did. Like, are you number 9? Like fucking Hootie?
I mean, it's a pretty badass nickname.
Yeah, one, I'm fine with being called number 9, I guess.
Well, that's because it makes you the star of the show. I'm sure you are.
But 2, no, the idea is that Tommy's the star of the show and I'm the host. But the reason the host. The reason that it's the number 9 with Tommy, that's the whole thing, is because on that work list where I had left him 8 chores, he wrote number 9, smoke with Tommy. So it's with Tommy.
Yeah, okay.
That's all.
Right.
I mean, that's a joke.
Thanks for clarifying that, number 9.
Mason said you're a solid 3 at best. Makes sense.
Well, yeah, but if 1 is the best, doesn't that move me up 6 ranks, Mason? Thanks, buddy.
So do you guys want to get into what we're going to talk about today? Like give them a little preview and then we'll get into it?
I would like to, but before we do that, if you could quickly, briefly, could you let us know where people could find us?
You can find us everywhere, Pat. We're everywhere and anywhere. YouTube.
I looked under my couch this morning. I did not see the number 9 podcast.
You said 69.
I was wondering why you didn't. It's amazing that just occurred to you. I thought for sure you would say nice when I said 69. Classic.
You can find us on Twitter at number 9 pod, on YouTube, number 9 with Tommy podcast, Facebook, number 9 with Tommy podcast, Instagram, number 9 with Tommy podcast. You can find us at our website, number9podcast.com. And make sure you're subscribing to all these or following us on all these. We're trying to get to at 100 subscribers on the mailing list and 100 subscribers on YouTube. Each one of those, we're going to do something fucked up to Pat. I'm really intrigued in stapling him with a stapler. But like an industrial stapler, not like a...
What the fuck?
Like a staple gun.
Why is that? That's awful.
Yeah, well...
A staple gun? How far do you think it
Sounds
would...
like a plan to me.
Like, from what distance would it be safe to shoot a projectile into me?
Phew, I don't know.
Like a nail gun, I've put a nail gun through wood and into a ceiling. So, like, you can't do that.
Well, that's what I was actually thinking about, taking a nail gun, an air one, like a roofing nailer, and tripping the safety on it and just shooting it at you in the yard.
Ooh, you know what though? If I
just run around and try and dodge them.
No, if I put on like a football helmet and a neck guard to protect the base of my neck, I bet we could draw like a dartboard on my back with a bullseye, and you could throw darts into my back. Oh yeah, it would suck, but it probably wouldn't do any permanent damage. I like that. That's good.
There's only one way to find out, Pat. So anyway, we have to get to 100 subscribers on each of those, and
yeah, there's no self-interest behavior until you guys are supporting us.
Yeah, we're going to do 2 of those things for each one, or 1 for each.
Yeah, whoa, what the fuck?
You get it. 1 thing for each subscribe place. So the mailing list and YouTube.
Each milestone.
Yeah, each milestone. 100 on each, and we start fucking Pat up. I mean, promoting the show with Pat. So yeah, make sure you like, subscribe, follow, everything you gotta do. So you want to go through what we're gonna do today, Pat? Oh, by the way, you can make donations on the website if you go to.
It's right there on the website.
Yeah, right there at the bottom of any page.
That's insane.
You can make a donation to help with ideas to fuck up Pat. Or I mean,
yeah, taser guns aren't free.
Yeah, pretty much. And you can also, if you're watching a live stream right now, in the description of the episode, there's a little donation button there as well. You can donate to the show.
I wonder if you could tase each one of my fingertips, if one would hurt significantly more than the others. These are all ideas that we can build towards.
Have you ever been electrocuted, Pat?
I have. I touched a bare wire on a generator on top of a building one time and thought for sure I was going to die.
Why did you do that?
Well, it certainly wasn't intentional. And
what kind of generator was it?
I don't know. It was big, and the whole world went into slow motion, and my buddy who was working on the roof with me was just over top of me freaking out, and it was also in slow motion, and like he was right there, but he was so far away in sound in my head, and he just kept asking me if I was okay, and I kept saying I was okay. Apparently I did not keep saying it. I kept thinking it. I was like, dude, I'm fine. Like, relax. I'm fine. Everything's just moving slow. My heart's beating really hard, but it was beating really slow. It was like maybe in hindsight it wasn't. Maybe that was also moving in slow motion. But it was not a great experience, I will say that.
Yeah, it doesn't. If Pat falls, he's a 9 on the Richter scale.
Was that your father?
Yes.
Son of a bitch.
You know exactly what it was. That's awesome. That was good.
I've never been electrocuted, but I've been shocked, like when there's static from walking on a carpet or something.
That's
so I know I can share his experience.
Yeah, that's the same. Dude, I was working on a heater a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I must have zapped myself 10 times. Like, it does not feel good. Especially when it goes through your fingers, man. Oof.
Yeah, like, I mean, feel good. It's like that song, you know, the whatever bone's connected to the whatever bone. It's like that, but internally. And it's awful.
Are we not vaping because of Tony?
He's been vaping.
Oh, good.
We're
going to vape this place right out.
I took the baby vape because of Tony. And then I just put a nicotine pouch in because of Tony, yes.
Well, I appreciate that because your vape smells like dicks.
It's crazy, right?
It's weird that you're so familiar with that scent.
Yeah, I have one, Pat.
You can smell it, though?
Sometimes.
How often do you sniff your dick?
It happens. Anyway.
I can't picture you tying your shoes at that size, but you're telling me you can sniff your dick.
Yeah.
Big T-Rex looking motherfucker.
Anyway, why don't we get to the next thing?
Tony, did you prepare a Would You Rather for us?
No.
Just because the first segment
but I have a funny thing about that because I'm not good at that sort of stuff.
Because you overthink it all?
But I also, it's your guys' show. You guys should come up with stuff. I don't know why I have to come up with the fucking outline.
I have the outline.
We just need you to come up with the content.
But I have a funny anecdote about Would You Rather. So Jalen, when she was a little younger.
Whoa. Should we put this into the Would You Rather thing?
Oh, yeah.
No, it's not. It's just...
No, because I brought one just in case he didn't.
Right. And that's the only one I didn't come up with out of the 9 things or something.
Hold on, because he's got to splice the intro in. He's got to pause the podcast and then put
Tony,
the intro in.
if you had been following along this whole time...
Then the intro wasn't already in, no?
That was for mail time. There's different segments, bro.
Oh, okay.
If you listen more often, you know all this.
Think of it like a variety game show where each game has its own little thing for it.
Okay.
Like what's the one? Let's Make a Deal. But this one's Let's Make a Podcast.
You come up with other ways to call each other fat and introduce the subject like that.
Well, yeah, pretty much. Got me a Marlin.
I don't get it.
This one. In reference to
maybe for episode 69, nice. We could do the fear review.
We're going to name episode 69 nice.
Episode 69 should be all about porn.
I actually spent $14 preparing for this because I ordered the Blu-ray Fear movie.
It was $14.
Yeah.
We were having a Blu-ray. Blu-ray took off.
I don't
and
understand why you would order anything.
Still has it. Well, because that way I can watch it whenever I want to.
You can buy it digitally and watch it whenever you want to.
You have the tangible copy in your hand, man. The warm fuzzies.
Pat did this. So before we get into this, yeah, real nice.
What do you say?
He said shocked himself 10 times, not smart enough to cut the power.
Is that your dad too?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I'll burn. Anyway, Pat did this to me with a PlayStation game, and he made, it was Call of Duty Black Ops, the new one. He went and bought us the hard copies.
Wait, what? I don't have the new one.
Yeah, you do. Not the newest one that came out the other day.
Oh, not the new one.
Well, when you say the new one, it implies
I said Black Ops.
Black Ops is the new one.
It's not Black Ops.
It's Black Ops 4.
No, it's not. We own Black Ops 4. The new one that came out is Call of Duty Cold War.
Cold War Black Ops 4.
No.
Mason, can you fucking chime in, please?
Oh my god.
Tony's gonna hit the Google. I can explain why I know this.
Black Ops Cold War.
Yeah, thank you.
And don't.
Hold on, it's called Black Ops Cold War, not Black Ops 4.
It's the fourth Black Ops. Black Ops 3 was the last one.
He did the same thing because when I told him it was coming out, he's like, I don't like those ones. And then
I only played the Black Ops ones. I didn't buy this because I didn't realize it was Black Ops.
The last one that came out was Black Ops 4?
Sure. I'm so excited for this. Here he goes. Pretty sure he's getting, I want to say it's Modern Warfare 3. I'm not positive on that, though. I know it's not Black Ops.
Right. Black Ops 4 was released October 12th, 2018.
Well, that's not appealing.
Oh, what's that? I don't have the copy in there, but...
This is exactly why you should have the tangible copy, which is where we started. That's Black Ops 3.
That's 4.
Isn't it?
4.
Oh, all right, so this is Black Ops 5.
It's not Black Ops. It's not numbered.
It's Black Ops Cold War.
That's like saying WrestleMania 17 isn't WrestleMania 17 because it's called WrestleMania X7. It's still the same fucking thing. It comes between 16 and 18. We know what it is. It's
this
Black
is another
Ops 5.
reason why you guys should watch the live stream, because you guys get to see Pat and I argue over nothing. You want to tell the Mike story?
The what?
The Mike story that happened this morning? Or you want to save that for the next time I display something in?
Yeah, we'll save it. I don't care either way, clearly.
Mason's going nuts in here. It's called Black Ops Cold War. It's not numbered. It is the 5th Black Ops, but they didn't put a number on it.
Yeah, I agree. It's the fucking 5th Black Ops.
Either way, it's not Black Ops 4.
Okay, so that part was inaccurate.
But that's what you said it was. It doesn't matter. My point was, Pat made me buy the hard copy of one of these games. I don't remember which one it was, but it was one of them. I have it in there somewhere. And now I don't have it digitally. It's a pain in the ass. I'd much rather have it digitally.
Yeah, but now you have the hard copies.
Yeah, but now I gotta have the hard copy.
What makes it a pain in the ass?
Because I gotta get up off the chair and put the disc into the PlayStation in order to play it. That's a fucking pain in the ass.
Do you have any other hard copy games?
Not many.
So you don't, because it should always be in the system, because it's the only one you have.
Doesn't matter. What if I want to watch a Blu-ray? No.
You just got done saying you don't buy Blu-ray for that exactly. This is the only thing you have on disc. Really, I saved you the effort of having to get up at all by making the only thing you have.
Well, the good thing about the hard copy is you can trade them in when you're done, if you're ever done.
Yeah, value, man.
Yeah, for 10 cents.
Did you get that 10 cents digitally?
I don't care about
10 cents is 1/10 of a fucking hammer.
For someone, for the right game,
you get 10 copies of games, you got a full fucking hammer in your hand. Think of how much damage you could do with 10 video games.
All right, time to do a Would You Rather.
I sure hope this wasn't going in the podcast, because this has been...
Oh, it's not. It's only on a live stream. We'll make a clip out of it or something. Is that okay with you?
That's fine. I don't want whoever runs podcasts to come shut this thing down because of that segment.
The gods of podcasts.
All right, time for Tony's anecdote about podcasts.
Oh, no, not about Would You Rather.
Yeah.
So Jalen, when she was a little bit younger, she found out about Would You Rathers or whatever, and so she would always throw some out to me, and it would be like, would you rather drink pee or eat a donut? And so I was like, I don't think she really grasped what the point was.
I'm going to go with
But it was always something like
Who's
that.
pee?
Yeah, I'm going to.
But yeah, that's my little anecdote of Would You Rathers.
That's fantastic.
That's pretty funny. Pat, are you going to say your Would You Rather?
I am going to say my Would You Rather. So this is actually going to be our question of the week in our outgoing mail as well for the people on the mailing list. It's a little bit Would You Rather. It's not. It's actually not at all Would You Rather, but it's the same thing because we've now replaced Would You Rather really with the If You Would You.
Yeah, I think it's a mesh.
It's a multiple option segment. With that, this is an open-ended multiple option. Here it is. If you would you. If you could have a stigma with your car, like Volkswagen has punch buggy yellow, no punchback. And it occurs to me, Volkswagen owners, like the buggy owners, they're kind of assholes, right? They're getting people punched all over the place and they don't care. So it occurs to me, there's a stigma that follows that vehicle.
So you're saying those lesbians are assholes?
If you could have a stigma with your car, what would it be, and what would the catchphrase be? So mine, very simple. I have a Subaru Legacy, and I like the idea of, because you're in the car and the punching thing. So mine is going to be flicking boogers at each other, and mine is we passed the Subaru Legacy, flick a booger at someone and let it be. That's my catchphrase. So if you pass the Subaru Legacy, you get to flick a booger at somebody.
I'm not sure how this is a if you could you.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it is. Yeah. Okay.
Well, but it's going to be, you don't have much time to pick a booger and then flick it at that Legacy.
You don't have to do it the second you see it. You got all the time in the world to say that. That's a long.
You're not
Well, see,
flipping
that's the whole thing. Like with the punch buggy, you got to do it faster. You got to be the first one to do it. And with the padiddle, you got to say it first. Not that that's, to
What you're saying
thing.
is you can't think of a catchphrase for your. What do you drive?
I have a Hyundai Elantra. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know when I had the T-Bird, when I would see another T-Bird, I would go, ah! But I don't have a T-Bird anymore. So.
I like how that wasn't in any way related to Grease and the T-Birds. It's just an actual fucking bird.
And I mean, an Elantra, they're so common, you'd be doing it fucking constantly.
You could dry hump the person next to you when you see an Elantra and say, I see an Elantra and I want you. I mean, that could definitely work. Don't look at me like I'm crazy. These motherfuckers are out there punching each other. So dry humping is no different.
Maybe there's a reason why this tied with the punch buggy pet.
Well, and the punch buggy and the padiddle have the same bit because it's both punch someone when you see it first.
Yeah, see? And neither of
Like
mine
I
are
drive a
people
Ram,
doing-
so maybe it's a Dodge Ram. I'm gonna ram my finger in your ear.
Ooh, yeah, I like that.
That's stupid.
So that's it's a good start. It's a good start.
Good start to what?
Like something worthwhile.
I don't think this is gonna help a million less pet.
Do you think I should come up with something new?
No, I mean it's already out there. Let's see what the return is.
Maybe some actually creative people will be able to come up with decent answers.
Oh, that's true. I'm not creative at all.
Yeah. And the only one that rhymes really is punch buggy black, no punch back. All the other colors don't rhyme. I felt like it had to rhyme. What do you say?
The rhyme is important.
All right, so we got some more chat stuff going on. Mason's wife called me lazy because I didn't want to change the disc.
I thought of that when you said it.
Yeah. Erica said that she's going to come down and shut down the podcast. And where did it go?
Is that because it was so exciting she couldn't handle herself?
Oh, huh?
Erica, she wants to shut it down because it's so exciting.
Oh, my old man retracted his statement.
Which one?
He said that the reason Tony doesn't drive a T-Bird anymore is because he flapped his wings and swerved off the road.
Flapped his wings, what?
And swerved off the road.
Erica said, beep, beep, I'm a Jeep.
Yeah, that's actually golden.
Well, she's the most creative person that watches the show, that's for sure.
Solid play, Erica. Solid play.
All right. So, is that it for Would You Rather? Or If You Could You?
Yeah. I mean, we're good.
All right.
I don't know. We do have an outro for that.
Yes, we did.
But this particular one wasn't disgusting, so the outro is not going to make a ton of sense.
Yeah, facts. You know why I like recording on Sunday mornings, though? It gives me more time to go back and clean this shit up.
That's fair. Tommy, did you come prepared with a grind my gears today?
My dad said time to go to work. Sorry, I
He
can't
said
find
no,
the tip
remember?
button. No problem, man. Thanks.
Sorry, can't what?
I can't find it. He said he has to go to work, but he couldn't find the tip button.
Have a good one, Rick.
Thanks for watching the show.
Who's the squirrel guy from the other?
Phobic Squirrel?
Yeah.
That's my brother.
That would be Tommy's brother.
He's not in today. Even though I texted him and told him to be on it. What was that? Would you rather? Oh, here we go.
God, the other night, when it gets like late at night or it's just evening in general, my eyes turned to shit for some reason, and so I was putting stuff in the chat that made no fucking sense, but I couldn't see it until Tommy read it. One of them was like 9 in the @ symbol.
Yeah. Yep. I was like, what the fuck is that mean?
He's laughing to himself because he thinks he sent something funny.
Yeah, he's already dying.
A burn.
9 @
Have you considered glasses?
Not well, sure, but yeah, just
So we're gonna do. Tony.
it's really only with like reading my phone at night. So
Have you considered reading glasses? They've got these bases covered.
keeps me off of my phone.
We're saving. Do you want to do the movie review last?
Because it's going to be a pretty open-ended discussion, I believe.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, I don't understand. 12 hours ago, I had this outline done, and now you question it. Mid-show.
What I've noticed too, like the questions aren't in order of the way you sent them to me.
I put together the email about a week ago, and I put together the outline about a half a day ago. And actually, I did copy and paste off of the email, but then I spread them all out.
Yeah, it's all good.
Are we talking football today? Because I have a bone to pick with you.
I mean, we could talk about it right now.
Oh boy, this is some Bengal heat right here.
No.
Talk about how Joe Burrow sucks.
No, it was really your thing was the Redskins could win 3/4 of the games. Yeah, and I could bang Scarlett Johansson, but it's not going to happen.
I mean,
anybody can say anything like that.
They could have.
Sure, they're not gonna though.
Let me ask you.
I thought you were a Redskins fan, but you're a 49er fan. Or
Yeah, I'm not.
I thought you were a Redskins.
I do not root for those Redskins. I'm an Alex Smith fan. I like Alex Smith. I think.
Why? Oh, because he comes from the 49ers.
Well, I think he's a decent quarterback. He did a great job with the Chiefs.
Well, great's probably stretching it. He did a good job.
He got him to like 3 AFC championships.
I don't think that's accurate.
He got to at least 2 with them.
He's a decent quarterback, but he is out. I mean, it's capped at how high you can go, and that's why he lost his job without being hurt or anything.
Well, the same thing happened
in 2 places, in the Niners and then the Chiefs.
Yeah, but I mean, they shouldn't have replaced some of the Niners for Kaepernick. I mean,
he's pretty good.
It's a good point. Look at what he's done for the Redskins. He's completely turned them around.
What?
Oh, no, that hasn't happened at all. No.
Dude, before
he did almost die.
Yeah, before his leg got taken off and they had to re-surgically attach it.
He had 17 surgeries on that leg.
Yeah.
Did you see like the picture of it?
I don't want to see that. No, but it's amazing that, never mind the fact that he walks today, he's playing football.
Well, yeah,
like that is
stupid. I don't know if it's amazing. It's stupid.
It's stupid on
He's
his
made
end.
like $150 million.
It's stupid on his end, but at the same time, like, just the fact that he went from that to this and could still play.
No, it is.
That's why I'm rooting for the Redskins to win.
He's a fine quarterback, and he's not going to turn the ball over a ton.
Team.
But he's also not going to throw the ball down the field a ton, which kind of caps you at being a mediocre offense.
We'll see. I think they're going to win today.
Oh, God, I hope not. I mean, jeez, that's the one game the Bengals should win. Actually, they got a winnable game next week, too, against the Jets.
I think the Jets are going to win today.
Who are they playing?
I don't know, but I know I picked them in the league.
What? Oh, okay.
No, they're on a bye week. I just...
I don't remember who they're playing, but I know I picked them in the
I'm looking
league.
right now.
We should have just recorded all this.
I mean, technically we are.
The Chargers.
Damn it, Tony.
Yeah, I'm sure they could.
In San Diego. Where are they playing? Vegas. Los Angeles.
Yeah.
One of those. I'll get to it eventually.
The big city.
They suck just as bad as the Jets, so I hope the Jets won one.
Well, they're not just as bad. They've won twice. And they're always in it.
Are they?
Why do you want the Jets to win? Or you just think they're gonna?
I don't like to see a team go 0-16. That's rough.
That's very kind of you.
Do you hope the Steelers lose one?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't hope that. I mean,
just curious
statistically, they're
because
probably gonna at some point. But, I mean, they have a phenomenal team going on right now. Their defense is fucking stacked.
If you're the Jets, you want to lose all the games. You want the first pick, so you can.
What? They can win one game, still get the first pick. They're gonna. No, there's no other team with just one win, right?
I think there is. I'm not positive though.
The Jags have 2.
No, the Jags have 1. They've lost 8 in a row. Yeah, the Jags are 1-8.
Oh, so I guess they might be tied with them.
And then
But
everyone else.
Think about that. Think about all the years the Jags have had a first round pick, and their
they
teams
still aren't.
And their teams
winning
like
every
they went
Super
5
Bowl.
years in a row, like having within the top 5 picks of the draft, and they still suck.
Well, so did the Browns.
Yeah, but
So did the Bengals.
Yeah, but the Bengals always haven't been like
No, the
the
Bengals
last couple years they got real
Last year
bad.
they were bad.
Yeah, but I mean, when Andy Dalton was there in his prime, like they did pretty good.
They had a pretty
weren't-
good team. They had a 5-year stretch where they made the playoffs every year. They lost every time.
LA just came off a loss. I think they're going to put up one hell of a fight. Maybe.
Who's that, Mason?
Yeah. Which LA team are you talking about? The Chargers
Yeah.
or the Rams?
The Chargers just beat the Seahawks last week.
No, the Rams beat the Seahawks.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
And then the Seahawks beat the Cardinals.
Yeah.
A pretty epic game on Thursday, but we'll talk about that next week. All right. We should record all this. Tony's going to tell a bedtime story, apparently. All right, so now that Would You Rathers are done.
Yeah, so we're expecting a bedtime story from you, which is our way of saying a sex story, a funny sex story.
Yeah. Okay.
I wanted to say this because I didn't know if Tony was going to have one, so I literally backed up pretty much everything, thinking like, well, there's 9 things. What if Tony doesn't have one of them? So I should have at least one for everything.
I actually, for a lot of them, for that one, I have 2. I mean, I don't know if they're whatever your description was. I think it was kind of setting the bar pretty high for me to try to.
Well, we
A
don't.
sex story that is sure to make some jaws drop, like your car shifting into gear and destroying your girlfriend's knees as she's dragged down the road because she was kneeling next to your whip as she was giving you fellatio. How am I supposed to live up to that?
What the fuck? That's what you're emailing people?
It was an example of a good sex story. That's actually from Chasing Amy. That's where that story comes from. The chick is talking about when she was having, some other chick was going down on her, and she accidentally knocked the car into neutral, tore the other girl's knees up.
Yeah.
No, so I wanted to tell this one because Tony is here.
Are we recording?
Yeah.
I leave our brother's house. This is, I mean, we're high school age. I leave our brother's house, which is about 5-10 minutes away by Zach and Lou's. And I jump on 8 South, and my girlfriend at the time is giving me roadhead from about the time we leave the house, and nobody's around us because that road is just an empty road. And then we jump on 8 South, which is also an empty highway. She's giving me roadhead. I'm getting off the exit in Thomaston, so she's been giving me roadhead.
Were you getting off or were you getting off?
No, I'm exiting the highway.
Okay.
And somebody's laying on their horn, passes me on the right, and jumps onto the off ramp before me. Tony and his girlfriend had left right after us, and I didn't know that they were. So this motherfucker has been following me.
I didn't know that. I don't remember that either.
You laid on your horn. At the time, you definitely knew what was going on.
I'm glad that you cleared that up because I read this outline and I was like, why would Tony get head from fingernails? I thought Pat was banging fingernails, and I was like, this is a weird ass fucking
No,
thing.
yeah, the girl was fingernails, yeah.
Well, I know that, and I know that you've mentioned her before. That's why I was like, why was Tony getting head?
I don't. Which one? Who was fingernail?
No, you haven't listened to that bedtime story, have you?
No, I must just not remember it, but I definitely listened.
I was.
Just type it on your thing and give it to me if you don't want to give the name. Or did you give the name in the story?
Oh, you want to know who the person is? No, I don't give the names out because that would be super fucked up. Especially that story.
What?
Let me take this off camera.
I'm gonna install a camera over there, I think.
Yeah, I don't remember her.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. She's still smoking hot.
This is great for a podcast. I'm going to go in and cut all this out. Perfect.
So am I giving my story now?
Yeah,
yes, please.
All right.
Please.
Speaking of
Thrill
the
us.
T-Bird from before, the aforementioned T-Bird.
Mm-hmm.
These aren't very crazy stories, but they're just some memorable ones.
Well, we mentioned it in the intro that you're awkward when it comes to gals.
Well, that's just upon the first
Like
time being around them. Once I'm
comfortable with them. You're
yeah.
good? All right.
Yeah, I turn into a pretty gross dude. But so when I was living with Heidi and Andy, Zach and Noah's parents,
Also high school age.
right after I graduated, so like 2001, 2002, and the girl I was dating, we would have to go somewhere to have sex because I couldn't do it there. And it was pouring this one night, and we used to go up by Shady's Land, kind of down the road a little bit.
I used to go up there too.
There was a little turnaround thing that was pretty much, it was just dirt. And it was fucking pouring. And I had the T-Bird, which has rear wheel drive, so it's not good in the rain to begin with on pavement. And I pull in there and I got stuck in the fucking mud. So I had to call Seth to fucking pull us out. But I mean, I was covered in fucking mud. And I never got laid that night either.
Why wouldn't you have sex and then call him?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think because I was just pissed about getting stuck. I don't know. It's a good question. I should have done that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how this is a bedtime story.
Well, it's
It was
a sex
an
story.
almost bedtime story. Well, I mean, most of my stories either make me look like a dick or make the girl look pretty bad, so I was trying to avoid those.
So this was like just
no,
a
that's
tip.
the point of the story.
No, that's not fair.
That's why you don't give her name out.
Well, still, kind of.
Pat said something to me last week that made
Tony, I told a story about a girl blowing me and then taking a huge shit in the bathroom next door and leaving.
I did listen to that. That's a good story. But then I got another one at the same living with Heidi and Andy. We had gotten in trouble the week before for drinking. I think it was probably when we totaled Ray's car by smashing all the windows after he broke my window.
I remember that.
Yeah, and so we were in kind of thin ice with his parents, and so we weren't supposed to be drinking, and we were at someone's house, and there was this girl there who's not very good looking, and she always had a thing for me, and so we ended up hooking up that night. And the next day we were talking with Heidi and Andy, the parents of the people we were living with, and someone was talking about how I hooked up with this ugly chick and stuff, and Andy's like, well, I guess we know you were drinking again. He was pissed. Yeah, those are my sex stories.
That was pretty good.
That's fantastic.
All right. So, you want to get into grind my gears? I heard Tony has like fucking 50.
Tony is, to put it mildly, Tony is a quirky individual. You ever seen Matchstick Men?
Yeah.
That's not very far removed from where Tony is at in real life.
That's a movie about someone that's like really cool.
I don't think that's what it's
You've
about.
never seen
man.
Matchstick Man?
I have.
Oh, I was that's a good movie.
I mean, short
That's
of
what
like,
with Nicolas Cage, right? Where
short of a full blown diagnosis, Tony is about as obsessive compulsive as they come.
And Edward Norton too, right? Is he in that?
No, you're thinking of not Edward Norton. Nailed it.
Who's I don't know his name. The guy that
everybody has seen him. He plays a bad guy in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's because he's a bad actor, but whatever. All right, grind my gears.
Oh, Sam Rockwell.
Oh, that's who it is.
I like Sam
Rocky.
Rockwell.
So much editing today. So much editing. These guests make. You know what guest didn't give us any editing?
So Andy's saying he knows you're drinking because you banged an ugly chick. Classic.
So are we not recording now?
We're live, but not recording.
We're just on YouTube right
I
now.
found a cat. Well, Zach called me, and he had a couple boxes from when I lived there.
Yeah, I saw the picture of the Art Monk cutout.
But there was other pictures from my graduation. I don't remember Grandma and Aunt Joan being there. Do
For
you?
yours?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
Yeah, it was
remember
a
that.
huge deal.
I remember Dad being there. He's so pissed.
That did not make it a smaller deal.
I don't remember Stephen and Christy being there either.
That was a whole nightmare. Aunt Joan and Grandma came to the house, but Dad didn't, and it was a fucking nightmare.
Oh, God, I have no recollection. What house?
The house you lived in.
Because I was living with Aunt Kathy.
That's right. I'm thinking of Michael's graduation. I remember Dad being at one of you two's graduations in that school because I remember seeing him in the lobby. It was a fucking nightmare every time.
Yeah. Well, you can just tell in the pictures. He's such a dick.
Talking about Papa Bear?
Yeah. I meant to bring the pictures, but you'll see him at some point.
Were your eyes very rapey back then as well?
No, I was looking pretty good. Michael was, I think, either he was just starting his hippie stage, and he's dressed like it.
He's got that weird. What's that? Yeah, the shirts that they wear, like the. I don't want to say flannel.
Dude.
No, it wasn't. He wasn't wearing a flannel. He was wearing a long sleeve, like green striped shirt, and he had a backwards blue hat.
I know the shirt and hat combo that you're talking about. Yeah. That's how often he wore that.
There's a guy that comes into the store the other day. I'm in the bathroom, right? I come out.
No, the story's about to get real good.
No, come out of the bathroom, right? And I was just taking a piss, and I walk out, and immediately I'm hit with the smell of shit, like just disgusting shit.
Okay.
And I look over.
This is when you come out of the bathroom?
Yes.
Okay.
So I look over, and there's this fucking dude standing at the counter that's next to the bathroom. Straight up hippie. Looks like he hasn't showered. I told Dave this. He looked like Doobie Dave if he hadn't showered in 10 years. Ooh. Totally hipped out, long hair, hasn't shaved. The dude smelled like straight up shit. I had to hold my breath as I walked by. Dude, it was the most foul smell I've ever smelled on a human in my life. He definitely could have been a hobo. I don't know what the fuck he was doing there, what he was getting, but he was definitely homeless. Anyway, we're going to go grind my gears.
You guys have air filters and bar soap.
Hey, remind me before we end the podcast today to tell that story about yesterday. With the guy I met.
Okay.
Great story, Tony.
Is this the guy you also met in the bathroom?
No, different guy.
Truck stop bathroom?
This guy's way cooler. What are those called? Oh, Glory Hole? Yeah. All right.
His name was Seabass.
Oh, boy, I'm going to cut that out. Hold on, stop. Oh, good job, Pat. His name was Seabass.
That would have been a great segue.
All right, so we're going to do Grind My Gears with Tony. I heard Tony has like 3, 4, 5, 6 of these.
Yeah, well, when Patrick said about the segment, and I said, well, it'd be shorter if I made a list of things that don't grind my gears. But yeah, so am I going to go first?
Yeah.
Are you gonna read them and break down why they bother you?
No, I only got a couple, and looks like
we got a couple pages.
How many of these do I do?
So 3. 4, we can add in your phone sounds. So when you're sitting, in a room and your phone is just continuously going off, anybody, particularly Patrick, just turn the fucking thing on silent.
It's not, no. I have to turn my phone on silent before I enter a room with Tony.
Well, that's great. Yeah.
Because the first time it goes off, he's like, really? You couldn't have seen that coming?
But like he's sitting there in text conversations and things just going and it's
so your phone stays on silent 100% of the time?
Most of the time, yeah. No, when I'm at work, I'll put it on ring because I need to know if Jalen's calling or something, of that sort. But yeah, a lot of times it's on silent. But if it's not, if I'm going to go back and forth with someone, I will put it on silent.
So my wife leaves her phone on silent a lot, and that grinds my fucking gears.
Oh, dueling grind my gears.
Because when I call her,
she doesn't answer.
What the fuck is the point of having a cell phone if you're not going to pick up your phone? That fucking irritates the hell out of me. Yeah. Especially when I call and call and call and call.
Well, I get it, and I'm with you there, because it also grinds my gears when I call someone and they don't answer. So I guess, I'm contradicting myself.
Because you yelled at them to ring around.
When you miss somebody's call and then call them right back and then they don't answer.
Yeah, that grinds my gears too.
Fucking bastards. So what's your second one?
People that say chomping at the bit. It's not.
Oh my god! With this champing at the bit.
It's champing at the bit. That's the saying.
They have an English accent.
It comes from a horse and the bit that's in his mouth, and it's like a whole thing. But it's champing at the bit, and everyone says chomping at the bit. And even if I'm at home by myself and I hear someone say chomping at the bit, I say out loud, champing at the bit, because it grinds my gears.
But you have to understand that this comes probably from England, where they're saying chomping at the bit. Because that's how they say champing.
No.
Yes, that's probably what it is.
Like a champion.
Hold on.
He's looking at the origin.
Champing at the bit means to chew anxiously at the bit or the mouthpiece. Champing at the bit, when used figuratively rather than literally, forget the actual horses, means to be eager to start or to be anxious to get moving.
Yeah, we get that they're saying the thing wrong, but I bet you if you typed in chomping at the bit, it would be
an alternative.
It would be the same thing.
I don't think this is going to grind his gears any less, knowing that we're...
Yeah, it's going to piss him off.
When I do chomp, chomping at the bit, it says, there are the senses meant in the idiom champing at the bit, which refers to the tendency of some horses to chew on the bit when impatient or eager. In its figurative sense, so it even says it just redirects me to champing at the bit.
I understand that, but you know what? Chomping makes more sense.
I
So
do
us
get that.
less intelligent folk who don't know what champing is.
I do, but now you know, and you're welcome.
Well, here's the thing.
That mystery has been solved.
I'm going to still say chomping at the bit.
I might actually start using the term, and I didn't use it before. Like, I might bring it into my wheelhouse.
Yeah, just...
Unless wheelhouse isn't
Hey,
appropriate.
Tony, I want to thank you because we just named the show.
Champing at the bit.
Nope, chomping at the bit.
So when you're driving on the highway and you're in the pass lane, and it's because you're passing someone or there's a line of cars that you don't want to get stuck behind.
That you're steadily passing as you're driving.
And someone rides your fucking ass.
Yep,
like you're doing the most you can do without flying down the fucking highway. Because I'm always doing actually no, if it's 65, I'm doing about 72, 74. So I'm going 6 to 9 nice miles over the speed limit. And they're still riding my ass. That's really annoying.
Yep, I'm with you on that one. I fucking hate people.
Good. So we all agree on that one. So that's
yes, absolutely.
That one's reasonable. It makes me feel better.
If somebody rides my ass too closely, it's about to get so much gayer. I invariably slow down because in driver's ed, that's what they teach you. If somebody's driving dangerously, you should slow down and just allow them to pass you. So in that scenario where they're trapped behind me, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do, and I slow down, and they're just fucked.
There is times I will do that, but I don't like to just because you don't know who that fucking person is and if they're crazy or something.
Oh, I like to get down to 65, really teach them the lesson.
If it's extreme, I will fuck with them.
Mason wanted to chime in with grind my gears.
Okay.
He said it grinds his gears when I say chomping at the bit and a bald guy corrects me. Yeah. I'm with you, Mason. I'm with you.
And then I got one more. So and I know you guys did this in one of the shows too because you don't know about the online dating so much. But like
the fish market.
Especially on like Tinder profiles, or I'm sure Pat comes across it in Grindr profiles.
Alrighty.
Where the girl will put, proud mom of a 3-year-old, he's my life. If you can't accept that, don't swipe right. And it's like, oh, so wait, yeah. I was expecting you to abandon your child because I'm not fond of kids. Like, doesn't it go without saying that your fucking kid is your life for the most part?
Yeah, man, but women want to... there's probably women watching this.
So what happens there, and I'm positive of this, is... they're not worried about the new guy not caring about their child or the new guy being jealous of their child. What they're worried about is the old guy who was. And that's a girl who shouldn't be on a dating website. That's a girl who should be taking her fucking time and figuring things out.
But it's not only that either. I think
the ex that was...
Yeah, she's bitter because of something that happened to her previously. And it's not just children. It's weird how... decisive women are about a lot of things. One of them actually is Trump. Though, if you're a Trump supporter, swipe left. I'm like, really? Like, what about a Yankees supporter? Like, what things are deal breakers for this girl? I feel like I get a lot out of you saying, if you like something that I don't like, we can't be together. I'm like, you have solved so much of this problem for me. I don't want to be with you. Fuck you.
Yeah. I
don't get me wrong, I still try to fuck him.
I don't like Trump at all. I did. I think part of it is too, like, they don't want other people to think that less of them because they're online dating, so they need to push the fact that they have a kid and they love their kid. Maybe that's part of it.
Well,
even then, they're just holding up a flag that says, somebody called me a whore a long time ago, and I want to prove that that's not true. Stop bringing the past into your future. It doesn't help.
And I would get that if it was 10 years ago, but online dating is more prevalent now than...
Let me ask this. Do you ever come across an online profile that somebody puts their kid in their online profile?
Tony comes across the profiles a lot because he uses the pictures.
Yeah, not so much anymore, though. But I always made sure to crop Jalen out.
Yeah, but like... If you, to me, why would you put your kid's face on a fucking dating? There's fucking weirdos out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even too crazy about putting my kid on Facebook.
Yeah, I don't worry about that. That's really the only thing I use Facebook for.
Yeah.
Actually, I
But,
haven't
like,
done
you know
that
what I
in a
mean?
long
But,
time
like,
either.
there's fucking weirdos out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I started talking to this chick on I think it was Tinder. It might have been OkCupid. I actually
Grindr,
think
gotcha.
it's the first night that we're talking. It's going famously, and she is way, way hot. Like very, very attractive, and she has twin boys, which is in her profile, but she's not one of those over the toppers. And she said something about like, where do you live? And I said, I just got a place. And she was like, oh, tell me about it. So I was like, well, it's a 3-bedroom, but the 2 bedrooms upstairs are kind of just empty rooms right now. Like I don't use them. And her immediate response was, would my twins share a room and we have a baby and use it as a nursery? Or are we done having kids at this point? And I was just like, what a fucking bold. It was just like, so anyways, I got to get to bed. It was good talking to you. That was the end of that one.
So we got some feedback on the chat about this. What it's from both the women. Women are more
Mason and which one? A burn.
Erica says women are more concerned about what they look like by the image they portray with their words. And then she agreed with me about what I said. And then, well, a lot of women just want to be upfront about having kids. Some guys aren't into it, and then they're wasting both their times. And I don't I think if you have kids, I think you need to say something.
Yeah, I'm fine with them saying, "Hey, mother of a kid."
But going over the top with saying, if you can't handle me having kids, well, clearly, if they couldn't handle you having kids, they wouldn't even talk to you.
Yeah, never in the history of dating websites has somebody gone online and been like, well, there's a 0% chance I find a girl who's already met somebody and had children with them and it didn't work out. Like, obviously, you're going to run into that. And, like, you're either fine with it or not fine with it, but you don't need her stance on the significance of her children in her life. What would be nice is if somebody was like, hey, I have 2 kids. They're my world. I have them, Monday through Friday and alternating Saturdays. That would be useful. So, like, hey, every other Saturday,
so we
it'd be
can
great
smash
to start
on
something.
Saturdays and maybe start having kids.
Maybe you could dump some baby batter in me every other Saturday.
Baby batter.
Throw a baby shower in my face.
Is that it, Tony? Is that it
There's just too many to list. I just figured I'd keep it.
I think you just start sending them into...
I can't fucking believe that this didn't make the list. Let me tell you. Since birth...
Burping?
No, well,
that
that's
was
a good
going to
one,
be
too.
on there.
Burping grinds your gears?
No. Burping with your mouth open. And here's the thing. If you fart right now, you can try this. If you fart right now, and it is rancid. If you fart, but you didn't wipe well enough and you blow shit out of your asshole, he will waft it to himself with that gigantic fucking Eureka vacuum cleaner he's got in the front of his face. He'll taste it, okay? But if you fucking burp with your mouth open, he loses his shit because it's
Hear me
disgusting.
out. Hear me out. I have my reasons. A, you can burp without letting it rip, by keeping your mouth closed and be fine. If you hold in a fart or too many farts, we all know what happens. It gets bad down there. Now, I got nothing for how funny it is and stuff like that, but if you hold in too many farts, at some point it's going to fuck your stomach up. So that's my reasoning for that. But yeah, burp.
Hold on.
And it usually happens, people burp when they're eating, which means I'm usually eating, and it's just fucking gross.
Hold on, time out. Your reasoning for wafting fart smell into your nose is because if you hold too many of them, eventually it's going to fucking...
He's smelling the cure to a bellyache.
No, that
smells like good health.
That's just funny. I have no reason for that. I can't explain that away. That's just good humor.
What's funny is Erica chimed in and said, Pat, you're so gross. The gross one here is fucking Tony. Now listen, I'm all about...
Wait, what did I do that was gross?
I don't know. You are gross, so...
That's fair.
Yeah, it's hard to debate.
I'm all about smelling your own scent. Other people's scent is sick. There's something...
I prefer my own, but sometimes I don't have it.
Jesus.
What if it's... Here's the thing, man. And Emily knows this to be absolute church. Lady farts are disgusting. Are you okay with the lady next to you farting? Like, if you're in bed and she Dutch ovens you...
I prefer it not happen.
Yeah, but is that funny
Are
if you get Dutch
wafting
oven?
to your smell?
Yeah, I've laughed at them before.
Oh, my God.
Have you wafted it towards your nose?
No.
Has a girl ever burped in your mouth while you were kissing?
No.
No, fucking me neither.
All right. We're going to end this one. Which one was this? Grandma Gears?
That was Grandma Gears.
Jesus.
Yes, my child.
So I feel I've turned you, and you're on my side with all my grinded gears.
That's Tony's playing with all straight guys just to turn them.
I'm with you on most of them. Yeah.
Did you see that your brother sent a picture of his kids with the car in the house?
Why do you have two computers other than you can say?
That's fine. Ignore my question.
What'd you say?
Michael sent a picture of his kids
Nice.
strolling around the house.
Nice.
Why do you have
Did you-
two?
Michael's the only one I haven't met.
Which is weird because normally it's Steven that nobody's met.
Well, me and Steven, real tight.
Steven and Tommy have each other's cell phone numbers. Tommy's a huge fan.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Anyway, that one over there, if you watched the live stream last week or the episode before that, that's my son's computer. So that's his gaming computer.
Cool.
When mine shit the bed a couple weeks ago, I had to use his to diagnose mine. And then I actually just got this nice new case with the...
It's very nice.
I bought him the better case when I built his. Instantly regretted
So
it.
then Tommy went up to his.
You want to hear the story about this? So I had to get a new motherboard. My motherboard shit the bed. So when I ordered the motherboard, I
What's
got
that?
Thank you.
It's the lights.
No,
No, the thing
in
all the
back-
way back that everything plugs into.
with all the microchips. That's the motherboard. Mine went bad, so I had to order another one and send that one in for warranty. So when I ordered that, I ordered a new case. I ordered a new graphics card. Got it all in. Got the case in on Thursday. Thursday night or Friday, I go to put it all together. Take all my stuff out of the old case. I'm about to put it in. I'm putting some stuff in. I flip it up. So it was an open box deal, right? So it was like $30 off. What they did was, the reason it was open box, somebody bought it, stole the LED strip off the top, and returned it.
Oh, geez.
So Erica had to go swap.
The entire purpose of Tommy getting this was for that LED slip.
Yeah. And I could have bought another LED strip. Well, it was $30. So, I mean, I might as well just return it and get a new one. Anyway, so we did.
So did they replace it? Or is that the deal with open box? It is how it is.
No, they replaced it and price matched it to what I paid. So I got a brand new one for less than I should have.
Is the chat active?
It ended with, I read the two things that Erica and Carissa said,
Okay.
and then Erica said you were gross. Movie review.
Carissa sends me frequent updates of her and Mason's baby, and they are just the most wonderful. This kid could not look more like fucking Mason, and she's adorable. I got her a little Juicy Couture outfit before she was born. She was rocking it the other day. It was awesome. You showed Tony. Tony would appreciate a Juicy Couture outfit.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, looks great.
Tommy would not.
Carissa said, still active.
Hi, Carissa.
That's his eye. All right. You guys ready to do this
Oh,
movie
she
review?
just sent. Oh,
We
thanks,
are
Carissa.
reviewing The Outpost, right?
Mhm.
No, we already reviewed The Outpost.
Oh, you told
Where's
me to
the-
watch The Outpost.
But you've seen No Survivor.
No,
right?
I haven't reviewed The Outpost.
Oh, you haven't reviewed it yet?
No, you made me wait.
Oh, that's right. 'cause
Which
it's
was
from
apparently a setup, because then when we started talking about it, you were like, no, we already did that. Set me right up.
And my review
Carissa,
about
can you
The
send me the
Outpost-
picture of the baby in the Juicy Couture outfit, please?
My review of The Outpost
This
is going to
fucking
make
kid.
this podcast go viral, so I think you want to stick to it. Uh-huh.
Erica
Well,
said,
Patrick said we were going to do kind of Lone Survivor versus The Outpost was his.
yes.
Okay.
So let me set. Well, we're gonna set it up with the thing, right? So
You have like a
Did
rhyme
we-
about how fat
I'm
you
sorry.
guys are.
Is there a reason we skipped over several sections?
we didn't.
We did.
Nope. I'm looking at the outline from this morning. Grind my gears. Outpost. Silver lining.
We haven't done Silver Lining.
We didn't do
Guess
Silver
who's-
Lining. We didn't do questions for our guests. we
That's
didn't
because
do-
it's after the Outpost.
The movie review.
Oh, I must have tapped my screen and it scrolled. I thought the
So is
Outpost
there a
was
reason
at
why
the
you're
bottom.
questioning me?
Yeah, because I don't trust you.
It's right here.
Remember when you said we were going to review the Outpost and then said we already had? Same thing.
You're a fucking asshole.
Like,
You should put the pads on the walls for the vibration.
the sound pads. We could just
Any
use
kind of pads would
comforters.
work, even if you hadn't used blankets.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if you guys had issues with the echoing. I don't know. I didn't hear anything.
no. So I have a program that when we first started, we did. So the early episodes did. My brother helped me out with this thing that you can program the mics to sound a certain way. So we took a lot of the dead space out or dead sound.
It's actually why the first episode is not available on any of the
It was
social
so
media
bad.
platforms.
So bad.
It's tough to listen to.
Erica says it's hard to do the chat because half the time you guys are on to something else before you read what we wrote.
Erica said hard.
I had that issue the other night, too.
Yeah, it's we gotta keep moving. We're recording here.
Is there maybe a better program that wouldn't have such a lag? Or no, that's just how it's going to be?
No, the problem is too is that I'm reading them when I see them. I'm trying not to spend too much time looking at it because like somebody mentioned it the other day that I'm looking at the screen too much.
How dare you?
I'm getting confused. Hey Carissa, if you could stop sending Pat text messages while we're in the middle of a stream, that'd be great.
I did get them, Carissa. Thank you. This is like a dynamite combo. This kid is in a Juicy Couture onesie with a baby Yoda doing the Four Horsemen symbol. I mean, it's basically the greatest picture ever taken. What the fuck? That's great.
Ready?
Yeah, can we dial back the vaping? It's getting pretty smoky in here.
This?
But both of you guys are fucking...
This isn't your dad.
This is why I didn't bring the...
I didn't even notice. Were you guys vaping the other night? Obviously,
want
I didn't even
citrus?
notice it. I didn't see you guys do it.
No, we're vaping like crazy. This is what we do, Tony. I don't know how I'm gonna not vape down here. So okay.
I almost feel like I have to put the vape away from me.
Yeah.
So I don't just like naturally hit it.
Thanks, guys. So
No.
Comedy.
It's your show, Tom. We're just here to join
Hey
you.
Tony, next time you're in the show, you can do this from the comfort of your own home. We'll just video you in.
You can call in.
We can't do that?
Yeah, we did with Steve.
Oh, he was videoed in?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
You would have if you watched the episode.
Yeah.
I
If you
have
supported
it-
your brother at all.
I have it in
Tony.
my on-demand.
Today, just so you're up to date with us, this is episode 32 of the podcast. This cup has never been washed, and I drink out of it the whole time.
16 episodes. Or 16 weeks. And it could have been down here from when we did from when we built the basement.
Yeah,
Which was
it's
years
pretty
ago.
old.
Anyway. Alright, so we're going to do some movie reviews. We all watched The Outpost. We've all seen Lone Survivor. They're going to review The Outpost, and then we're going to compare the two because I have some things to say about it based off Mason's conversation 2 episodes ago.
Yep. So The Outpost, IMDb gave it a 6.8. We've been through that. Notable cast: Scott Eastwood, Orlando Bloom. That's the list.
Ooh.
I thought that The Outpost was an above average wartime movie. I did not think it was like a brilliant wartime movie. I didn't take away from it much that I haven't taken away from previous combat movies. I will say, because it was based on a true story, automatically you get like hella points with me. Also, in the times of actual combat, like gun conflict in the movie, when somebody gets wounded and they don't continue to fight, like they collapse on that person, they get them out of the situation, was one of the most sickening feelings every time they did it. Every fucking time. Because all I could think was, you have a job to do. Like, you have to keep defending your position. And they stopped everything they could with this whole no soldier left behind thing. And I can't grasp how firm they hold that conviction. Like, it's amazing to me. And I was fine with the movie. Didn't really jostle my emotions too much. At the end, when they play the fucking credits.
Yeah, that's
and
the
it
toughest
shows,
part. How young.
Yeah, it shows, how decorated that crew was. Because there's so many awards and medals and everything else given out to those kids. But the fact that they are children, they're 18 to 22 years old, all of them.
Yeah.
It is sickening. It's extremely hard to get through the credits of that movie. I was talking to Steven about it, and he was saying that with like Marines and Army, you're I want to say he said something in the high 70s or 80s is of deployed people is first termers, because especially with Army and Marine Corps, you can't have a bunch of 35 to 40-year-olds hiking through the mountains.
Yeah.
So you send these young, healthy kids. It's just fucking brutal that's the way we do it. And I get it's absolutely necessary.
It's the smartest way to do it.
Yeah, it's just you don't think of those things when you're sitting at your office job, hanging out. Those thoughts would never cross my mind. Very difficult. Those credits, fucking shitty.
Yeah, it was good. They did an unbelievable job in matching the actor with what the real person looked like. At the end, it was incredible. And I actually thought, I checked watching it in the middle of it, if they were using people that weren't actors, because you could tell it was a little rough sometimes. They weren't, great acting at times. But they weren't. They were all real actors. But like Orlando Bloom, who's like the lead guy of the movie, spoiler alert, dies pretty early in it, but it was because he looked like the other fucking guy, so I think that's why he got the fucking role. Andy's Orlando Bloom.
It's amazing to me how often you and Tommy like to spoil movies, but that's fine. Go ahead.
To what?
Spoil movies.
I said spoiler alert.
That makes it okay, Pat.
Is Steven watching live? Has he?
He hasn't said anything.
And then I thought,
chat at least,
in the scenes where they get woken up by gunfight, shots and stuff, you have guys fighting in their underwear and stuff. It showed you a different side that you don't usually see in the war movies. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, like that's legit.
Yeah, it gave you a real feeling for what they went through. And then the end where it was talking about that outpost, and from now on the army chose to take away all the indefensible outposts.
Yeah,
fucking thanks.
Yeah, that was the decision maker in fucking 2014, 2015. When was this?
This is 2008, I think.
Yeah, something like that. 8 or 9.
So that's when we were like, all right, let's stop making indefensible places to fight battle from. Yeah, no fucking kidding.
Yeah, so and they talked about it in the movie. They're like, did what happened to Bloom, reach the States? And they're like, well, they don't care about what's happening over here. And, it's kind of true, and we do, but we don't pay attention to all that shit.
Yeah, we're not into it.
Yeah, and we should. But just like that, there's an outpost where they're, sitting ducks. And, they set them up there for slaughter. And, that's just something we don't ever see or experience or think about. But yeah,
it was fucking brutal watching them walk in the front gates, too. Like, they were not being creative. The Taliban were just like, all right, there's a big opening. Let's walk.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, man. That is so many people.
Erica says they can die for our country, but can't rent a car. They're just boys. That really surprised me.
Yeah.
That they were so young.
But can't what?
Rent a car. 25 to rent a car.
All right, so
hold on, I got to do it. I'm the only one who didn't watch Lone Survivor until last night.
Yes.
Yeah.
So review that.
Lone Survivor, 7.5 on IMDb. So if you're keeping score, that's 0.7 marks higher than The Outpost. Notable cast: Mark Wahlberg, Emile Hirsch, and Ben Foster. Emile Hirsch and Ben Foster, if you don't recognize those names, if you look up the people, you'll immediately know who they are. Man, fuck Lone Survivor. What a fucking brutal story.
Yeah.
From the very beginning, obviously the biggest difference to me between these two movies,
Mark Wahlberg.
Okay. Lone Survivor was designed to tell a story of 4 individual people. They have a little bit of background, they have a little bit of family, they have, the pregnant, they have the upcoming wedding, they have pictures of their families, where The Outpost is about a group of guys. It doesn't do a ton to talk about them being actual human beings, which is nice, because it's a true story, and I don't want to remember that they were human beings that sacrificed. Lone Survivor absolutely pulls on your heartstrings and goes the emotional route of, like, these are actual fucking people. These are human beings. I knew how the story ended before I started the movie. Much like Tony, it still hurt me, like the end of Titanic did to him.
Yeah, spoiler alert, only one guy survives.
Yeah. I didn't know about him, I guess, remaining friends with Homeboy there from the guy who wasn't from the Taliban. I did know about that code that they live by. I can't think of the name of that code, but where basically they had they were harboring someone that their enemy was after, so they will defend that person to the death. It was cool to see it in the movie, and I was rooting for that guy to make it through because, again, I didn't know that they were still friends. So, like, to see the pictures of them together recently was fucking really cool.
Yeah.
He's in the movie in the beginning, too.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
That's neat.
When they're at the base or whatever, and they're reciting the whatever it is, he's in all of that.
The Soldier's Pledge or whatever.
Yeah.
The new kids doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really neat. Good shout out.
So what do you think? Which movie was better?
I think it depends on what you're looking for.
If you're looking for Mark Wahlberg, it was Lone Survivor. No, I think Lone Survivor was better. I thought Outpost, it was good, but it was kind of all over the place at times.
Yes, it's very choppy.
Yeah.
So here's my whole thing, right? Mason came on the show last Sunday and said The Outpost is a better movie because Lone Survivor was embellished.
Lone Survivor was spiced up for Hollywood.
Yeah, which at the time when Mason said it, I was like, oh, really? And then I went back and I watched it this week because I wanted to make sure I knew what the fuck I was talking about. And I don't care how much they spiced it up. Those guys went through absolute hell for...
Well, did you actually read where they did and didn't and stuff like that?
No, and so I talked to my brother about it, and there's one thing that really intrigued me about what happened with that story, and I want to see if it's true or not, is when they get caught by the people herding the goats.
Yeah.
Like that part there.
And then
the fact that they hold the American standard that we will not shoot a defenseless person, whether they're enemy or not, is the whole reason why 3 of them died.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they shoot them and they leave, and they're here today telling this story and stuff, and none of that shit happens. You know what I mean? They walk away from it.
Yeah.
But because they were worried about how America would look in the news if they found these people and they shot them defenselessly.
Oh my God, the two of you. Tom is contagious, apparently.
Yeah. And there's that to me speaks volumes about their character as people. Because I'm telling you right now, if I'm in those shoes, and I'm not saying because one of them, X, there said, "Let's fucking shoot him."
Yeah.
And I'm with X. Let's fucking shoot him and get the fuck out of it.
Actually, I mean, it was really a one-on-one conversation. There was one guy who was absolutely against it. There was one guy who was absolutely for it. And the other two were just like, we got to figure out what we're going to fucking do.
Yeah, either way, we got to figure out what the fuck we're going to do.
Yeah.
I think
that is, I can't think of, and I'm not sure if you gave me all the time in the world I would be able to think of, that is a perfect example of Americans that sacrifice their own lives to do the right thing as we see it.
Standard.
Yeah.
Well, go.
No, go ahead.
The Outpost has a scene like that too, where the guy's on the ridge in the Broward saying, "Do you have a PID?" Which I assume is a personal identification. I don't know, because they had to see the weapon. He had to see the weapon before they could shoot at them, and then I think he actually gets in trouble because he never really does. He just says he does.
Yeah. So there are people. Yeah, because there were shots taken, and there was no 100% solid, absolute. Yeah. Unequivocal evidence that it was that guy that took the shots. It was.
Yeah.
But there was no proof.
Yeah, I think all in all, I hate that either of them actually happened in real life. It's horrible. And I believe more people were killed in the Outpost story. But I just think what those 4 guys went through was fucking absolute torture. And then the fact that this part has to be true, that they came in to get them. And that fucking and that helicopter shot down.
Fucking Christ.
Because
dude,
all those people.
When that thing, because he gets saved, so cool. When that helicopter was about to get him, and I didn't know that happened, so I'm like, oh, cool, the young kid's there too. So this will be like the passing of the, he'll be like, finish the job, And then it gets shot down. And I'm like, what the fuck?
So yeah, I just think all in all, Lone Survivor is a better story.
Have you seen American Sniper?
Yes. Again, it's been
with Bradley Cooper. So I saw that in the theater, right? And I didn't know of the story at all when I went to go see it. And when he's saying goodbye to his wife and kids, and he goes off to help the guy at the shooting range.
Yeah.
And He's like helping other wounded veterans and stuff
I have
like
a very
that.
similar story to this. I can't wait to see what you're about to say.
So I'm at the theater and it fades black and the sound stops. So I think the movie's over. I thought it was a happy ending. Come to find out, they start it back up, and what happens is that dude kills him. I literally leaving the theater thought like I got punched in the face because I went from a happy ending to a terrible fucking ending.
Worst possible scenario.
It was crazy how it happened and the timing of it.
When I was watching that for the first time, I did not know the story at all. I sure as shit didn't know the guy was dead. I just know I knew it was about like the sniper who had the most kills in American history. And I'm watching it, and I see that guy come to his house because they're going to the range. And as soon as he like knocks on the door, and the guy opens the door, and they're talking about what they're doing, I just went, "That motherfucker's gonna kill him." And I don't know how I knew. I don't know why I knew, but I was like, "Holy fuck! I can't believe this is how this movie's gonna end." And then it comes up, and I was like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me!"
Well, you keep saying that's how the movie's ended. That's how that guy's life ended.
Man.
Yeah,
You know, like
it was weird that I saw it coming.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Well, he did it.
And I got
Oh my
Sienna
God.
Millard in that too.
You got what?
Sienna Millard. Every fucking movie she's in, I don't know it's her until I see the credits. I don't know what it is with her. Like, she always changes her hair and stuff. But like, she was in the first G.I. Joe movie. She's in a ton of shit.
Who?
Sienna Miller.
Oh,
She's one of those tennis playing
really
twins.
well-known actress, and she, for some reason, I
she's
never
so
know
well
it's
known.
her.
I know who she is.
Well, you probably get Sienna Miller too, and you don't know it.
I like how he makes it a verb. You got Sienna Millard last night. Who's awesome.
So
I think that the better movie is Lone Survivor. I think that the better story is The Outpost. I think because it's the fact that we make so much progress because of it. That happens. Some people die, and America says we're never going to do that again.
yeah, but the fact that they were even put in that positions, we're talking like, how could you not know that was going to happen? They were in a valley.
They were literally referred to as indefensible outposts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like how did you not know that was the case?
Listen, and I'm being serious. If you give us, okay, if you take all of the people that we know, okay, our friends, our coworkers, our families, and say we're going to have a paintball match, and put us down in that valley, and say the other team is going to be up in the mountains, I'd be like, yeah, I don't want to play.
Yeah.
This is stupid. Like, there's no way we can win.
We can go back to fucking 007 on 64. You want to get up high and shoot down at the fucking people.
Well, every game.
Yeah. Like that, you know what I mean? You want to take
You know
the
what
high
game's
ground.
great for that is Far Cry. Far Cry, you take the elevated position and you fucking destroy everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And there are so many points in Lone Survivor. I told you I watched the interview with the dude from Lone Survivor. I can't think of his name right now.
Marcus Luttrell.
Yeah. And the way he told that story about so they're pinned down and the guy makes the decision that he is absolutely going to make the phone call, and making the phone call is absolutely going to cost him his life. So I knew that was coming, but they're not going to leave that part out of the movie. What got me though is when he handed him his magazines. I was like, fuck you, dude. Like, that's so fucking hard to think of, because it was the guy going, all right, well, I'm not going to need these. And you're just like, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh my God, man. It was a tough movie to get through. I almost texted you. It was I finished at about 1:15 this morning, and I almost texted you and said, I'm done. I'm done with fucking war movies. I'm not doing it anymore. I was fucked up. I shouldn't have watched those two so close to each other.
You watch that.
And then Steven saying things that Steven says. I'm like, fuck this.
What's it on? What's it streaming on?
What?
Lone Survivor.
I paid $3.99, despite the fact that Tommy told me it would be $1.99 on Amazon Prime. I just hit a little talk button on my remote, and I say Lone Survivor movie, and it pulls it up wherever it is.
You should have said $1.99 version. Maybe you would have got the time.
I don't think I would have.
I got it on sale. It said $3.99. Crossed it out and put $1.99. I don't know. It was on sale.
Motherfucker, the sale was over. Oh, you know why? You probably watched it. Oh, it's still November. I was going to say you probably watched it in November.
Yeah,
Guess not.
It is still.
Did you watch it on Veterans Day?
No, I watched it Tuesday night, I think it was.
This is
Tuesday.
bullshit.
Have you watched 13 Hours?
Yeah.
Which one's that?
I was actually going to
Benghazi,
say
with the dude from The Office.
John Krasinski, something like that.
I feel like I have, and I don't remember the story.
I thought the outposts and that were similar, where they were just kind of sitting there ready to be killed.
Yeah, but it's a great.
It is. It was
Like,
good.
That's a great story about how America fucked them too.
Mom was telling me, because I told her that Stephen was on the podcast, and she said, you guys talk about Saving Private Ryan, and I said, no, which was a weird thing to ask. So then she drops this little ditty on me. Stephen is about to deploy, or Stephen is about to join the Air Force. Like, so this is what, 2007, 2000, no, I'm sorry, 1998,
Yeah.
1997.
Well, no, when he deployed,
Yeah.
it would have been 2000.
No, when he joined.
2002. Yeah,
When he
that
joined.
was like 98, I think.
So for whatever reason, we decide we're going to have a family moment. And we're going to go to the movies together. I don't remember this. I don't remember going to the movies.
I don't remember that.
I remember skipping school to go see Star Wars as a family. But no, on this particular occasion, we went to the old theater, that one in Watertown that plays movies that are a couple years old. And we fucking went and saw Saving Private Ryan with our mother right before Stephen left.
Nice.
Yeah. So she still harbors that one.
I've never seen that.
Really?
I think it's a tad bit overrated, but it's good.
What was the movie that you guys maybe watch? Just watched it.
What kind of movie?
Oh, 1917. You haven't seen it yet.
That
You
was good.
refused-
I like how that was a continuous shot. Just
Yeah,
that
it was-
one guy. It was pretty cool.
It was good, but they
That
said
sounds
that
awful.
it's very similar to Saving Private Ryan.
I don't know.
Because of the
Oh,
journey?
yeah, because aren't they delivering a note or something instead of 1917?
Well,
gotta get a
he's
message
warning-
somewhere.
Yeah, he's got to get a
Yeah,
message.
yeah.
So I've never seen Saving Private Ryan. It was okay. I wasn't totally
like
impressed with it.
1917.
They said it was like one of the best movies ever made. I didn't think it was.
Which
So-
gets me to on the last show you said about The Godfather being overrated. I think you are right there in the aspect that it's considered one of the greatest movies ever. And it's not. It's a great fucking movie, but it's not one of the best movies ever. So I am with you on that one. But I think you meant it as you didn't really like it.
No, I liked it. It's just not like I don't like. Here's the thing, right? So many people hold movies at such a high standard that they're these great cinematic films,
Yeah.
and I think for its time it was. But 40 years later, is it still good? Yeah.
There's
But
definitely
does
a
it
lot.
hold up to greatness?
No.
No.
There's a lot to the who, what, when, where, why in your life when you watch something. I say this all the time. The first time I watched Old School, I was like, I don't know what the fuck everybody thinks is funny about this. I mean, I missed
movies.
Yeah, I missed the whole thing. Didn't think anything was funny.
Earmuffs.
Yeah,
How do you not think that's
like
funny?
Will Ferrell's going streaking, ha ha ha, and then like 3 or 4 years later, everybody was talking about how funny it was, and I was like, I got to do it. I got to try it again. Like I have to just force feed myself this stupid fucking movie. And I was in tears from the beginning to the end of the movie. It was
It's a
so
great
fucking
movie.
funny.
I do like every Quentin Tarantino movie. I have to watch more than once because I don't really like it the first time.
I'm that way. I've never listened to an Eminem album and gone, ooh, this is his best one. It's always, as I continue listening, it grows on me. And I'm a super big Eminem fan, but it's never my first crack at it.
Mason said, yeah, like Forrest Gump. I'm not sure what point. Forrest Gump.
Mason thinks Forrest Gump is the most overrated movie of all time.
Forrest Gump is not overrated. That's a fucking great movie.
It is good.
Do you want to know what I think one of the best movies, and it's going to sound totally...
Hold on, before you do this, guaranteed it has Tom Cruise, but two.
No,
To-
I couldn't tell
to
you
speak-
who's in a cast.
With
To
all
speak
these
to-
dicks who needs chicks.
To speak to how much The Godfather meant to Tommy, he didn't watch The Godfather 2 yet. There's no fucking way, if you love that movie, you don't watch the sequel right after it. I don't care how long.
Well, there is a way
Well-
because it's 3 fucking hours
Well,
long.
so
That's
this is
his
a
point,
true
too.
story. So last night I go to bed, right? And I told you I want to watch Pulp Fiction to review it today,
Yeah,
right? I go to turn it on. It's 2.5 hours.
yeah.
Yeah, well, all his movies are long.
I'm like, nope, not fucking starting it tonight. You know, like I'm not what like. So I gotta make a point this week to watch that.
If I might watch that with you, if you let me know when you're gonna watch it. Pulp Fiction's good.
I'm down. We can watch it tomorrow night.
You've seen like Inglourious Bastards and all those.
I was-
Django.
I've seen the Django. I've
Did
seen,
you like that Django Unchained?
Yeah, I thought it was good.
I love it.
I love
I
the
didn't think it
part
was good
when
at
the
all.
maid gets blown up or the
Yeah.
mother there gets blown up.
You haven't seen Inglourious Bastards?
I don't think so.
Oh
No.
my god, I think that's his best one.
Um,
That's a great fucking. It's on Netflix too. It usually is.
There's a bunch of them on Netflix. Pulp Fiction was on there last month, and I took it off, so I couldn't watch it on Netflix today.
That's fucked up. I might have a hard copy of it. I have a lot of fucking movies.
This is gonna sound. Do you want to know what the all-time best hold-up movie is? It's held up for 70, 80 years.
Oh, well, it's 70 or 80 years old, so.
The Wizard of Oz.
I didn't like The Wizard of Oz the first time I saw it.
You didn't like The Wizard of Oz?
I think The Wizard of Oz is a fucking horror movie, and I feel the same exact way about Alice in Wonderland. They're both fucking
I've never seen Alice in Wonderland.
extremely dark movies. This is kind of like how I think Beauty and the Beast is about Stockholm Syndrome.
It is. But this
Agreed.
I thought it was about bestiality.
I thought it was about beauticians.
Yeah, no. I got nothing for Oz. Nothing. Stupid movie.
Really?
Super overrated.
I think it's a great movie. It's like the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
I don't know. I do appreciate any movie that when it's over you realize like it was a dream or it was a memory or like none of it really happened. I think that's cool. That's about all I take away from the movie.
That's the worst. It's 2 hours of nothing. It was over there.
Yeah, 2 hours of a waste of time. Pat likes slow movies though, so.
Me too. Tony, if you really want a good takeaway, find the episode of the podcast that Steven was on and thoroughly enjoy the green marble joke.
Yeah. Alice in Wonderland was written on opium and was a story as an author lost his mind.
Well, Alice in Wonderland, who said that?
Mason.
Alice in Wonderland is completely ripped off of Through the Looking Glass. It was a different story. And it's all biblical. That's why, like, they bring the, I'm going to say oysters, and they end up, like, being shucked and devoured. It's all about religion. It's all about, I want to say Catholicism. I don't know.
The ones with Johnny Depp is Alice in Wonderland, and then the second one is Alice in Wonderland Through the Looking Glass. I believe.
Yeah, Through the Looking Glass was the original story. So Disney doesn't make movies. Disney doesn't create stories. Disney rips everybody off. Just like in the original Cinderella, the Brothers Grimm wrote that, or the Grimm Brothers, whatever they are, the Brothers Grimm, I think. They wrote a story, and the fucking slipper didn't fit Cinderella, but she was the hottest sister. That motherfucker cut her heel off. So then it fit in the glass slipper. So Disney takes those stories and recreates them.
Erica says Goonies is an awesome movie.
No. Doesn't hold up.
Never seen it.
Doesn't hold
Although
up.
Sorry.
Really?
Even though I've got my nickname from it.
Tom's nickname has been Chunk since I met him, and he's never seen the movie.
All right, so what are we recommending for this week?
I guess Tony should recommend a movie, and I guarantee it has Mark Wahlberg in it.
Well, I mean, we could always, just go with Fear. No, I got different movies from different genres. Goodfellas, so that's where I kind of started thinking with The Godfather. I'd rather watch Goodfellas, Casino, or Scarface any day of the week over The Godfathers.
I agree, except for Scarface.
Really, Scarface, and that's another one I didn't like when I first watched it. But I like
Scarface.
it.
I think it's a great movie, but you take Al Pacino away from Scarface, and it's just a stupid.
Tony,
movie.
I know you're kind of new to watching or listening to the show.
You want to pick movies we haven't seen?
Yeah, we do movies we haven't seen.
Gone Baby Gone.
I have not seen it.
You haven't seen it? It's a great movie.
That's one about the boxer.
No, it's about
$1 Million Baby. Is that what you're thinking of?
Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one either, obviously.
So we need movies that none of us have seen? So have you seen Glorious Bastards?
I have not.
So why don't you guys watch that one? That's a great fucking movie.
So we should add Gone Baby Gone for me and Inglourious Bastards for both of us.
All
To
right.
the board.
A Quiet Place.
What's that?
A movie?
Sounds
Mark Wahlberg is?
like it's
No.
pretty uneventful.
John Krasinski, actually, and his wife, Emily Blunt. That's a great movie. And then I got Heartbreak Kid for a throwback comedy. Have you seen that?
With Ben
Ben
Stiller.
Stiller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
All right, so Inglourious Bastards and Gone Baby Gone.
Or Pulp Fiction. Have you seen Pulp Fiction?
I love Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Well, so I'm definitely gonna. I've been
We're
trying
trying
to do
not to
two.
give anything away to Tom, Stephen, and I, but we're talking about the scene in the car where Samuel Jackson hits the bump.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So I'm trying to watch more. I'm trying to watch 2 movies a week now. So that we get more because people keep recommending movies, and we were. I felt like we were doing it every episode, and then we cut it back to once a week because we started doing football talk on Thursdays.
And
So,
because Tom can't
do you
watch
guys
one movie a week.
Do TV shows as well?
No.
What do you have in mind?
There was a short series on HBO, Chernobyl, about Chernobyl.
Extremely misleading title.
It was only 5 episodes, but it was probably the best limited series. It was the best limited series I've ever seen.
I would watch that because the Chernobyl story really interests
It's
me.
fucking crazy. And it walks you through how and why it happened, and it kind of puts it in, layman's terms so we can all understand. It was really well done.
I just finished The Office.
That was good. I watched that somewhat recently, too.
I thought it ended pretty good.
At the first, nothing matches those first 2 seasons.
I didn't make it through the 4th season. I watched the first 2 and was like, okay, I get why everybody likes this.
I didn't start. So my wife started watching it without me, and then I got involved. So I probably missed the first.
The first 2 are much better than the rest of them.
But I thought it ended pretty. Like the whole time I was watching it, I just figured it was going to end by the paper company going out of business. Yeah, because that would make. But I also didn't understand that they knew the whole time they were being recorded for a documentary.
You didn't know that?
No, I just
they talked to the camera.
Yeah, I didn't see. Well, but that's what I'm saying. I didn't watch it from the very beginning. So.
Well, yeah, but what were you doing every time when they were talking straight to the camera?
Yeah,
well, I just figured that they knew that they were being taped, but I didn't know that they knew it was for a documentary and it was just them. So, anyway,
I also watched the original Office, and it's not as good. Just because you can't.
That show was big from England.
You can't understand half of it.
Well, that's like
you can understand it because they're speaking English.
Yeah. What was it? It's on Showtime. Shameless. Have you ever
I like the English Shameless. Well, the Irish Shameless, whatever.
It's English.
Whatever.
But I never watched it. Like, I tried to watch one episode, and it's just not, like, I've never been into movies with accents.
I love accents.
Fucking weirdo.
My series got the British accent.
That's why he loves Charlie Tatum. Because he's English.
Charlie Tatum.
Hunnam.
Charlie Tatum.
You get it. Anyway. Alright, so that's it for movie time.
Tommy has eaten potatoes in 15 minutes. He's starting to slip them into words.
Facts. I love potatoes. Alright. How's it going, YouTube? Overweight Mark Wahlberg. I think that's supposed to say overrated.
Who said that?
Who do you think?
How dare you on either of them?
Who do you think said it?
Mason?
Yeah. He's really upset that we thought that the other movie was better. What was that, movies? Tony, this episode you're going to be on is long as fuck.
I still haven't gotten the Facebook tag.
Tommy couldn't figure out how to do it.
I can't tag from a page.
You know, when I was driving here, I thought to myself, on your way into Tom's house, grab the garden hose and bring the whole thing down because I was going to vape. Feed the hose into that room. And I fucking forgot when I got here.
You know, that wouldn't work. You know how much you'd have to blow? And I know you're an experienced blower, but still, it's way too much.
You know what we should do? And I'm being dead serious. We should just put 2 exhaust fans right there on either side of the wall and wire them in so it blows.
We could cut them right in.
Wouldn't you hear it, though?
Not if they're quiet.
Yeah, we'll just get silent ones.
Are they that quiet?
Well,
it's a fan.
There are companies that will make fans designed to be silent.
I'll make Pat buy them since he doesn't pay for anything else for the show.
I'm the last one who paid money for this goddamn show.
Huh?
Mike.
That you didn't bring. It's for your house. It's for your house.
Did I buy it for the show?
No.
No? I just bought a microphone?
Pretty much. Gotta tell you it's right about me not vaping. Tony. Fucking asshole.
We can tell. You're very cranky.
Do you have a silver lining, Tony?
No.
It's weird because you said, I did something for all the other ones, but then you said no to this.
Oh, well, I do, yeah, sort of. But I have a grievance about Patrick's silver lining.
Hold on. Are we going to put it on the podcast?
Sure.
All right.
Patrick's... Can I go?
No.
Hold on.
There's a fucking record button.
Hey, Tony. So, we're going through the outline here. Do you have a silver lining?
Well, I do, but my grievance about Patrick Silver Lining, I think, is even better.
Which silver lining?
Patrick Silver Lining was he shit his pants one time, but the silver lining was he learned in the future, go when you have to go shit. That's not a silver lining. That's just a rule of thumb. When you have to go to the bathroom, you go to the bathroom. It's not a silver. The silver lining would be like, I shit my pants, and then I ran into a girl who loved people who shit in pants. That would be a silver lining.
Oh my god, that would be the perfect woman.
Yeah, but
that would be the
just saying I learned not to shit myself isn't a silver lining. That's called being a human.
I'm not sure that we can say I've learned not to shit myself. I mean, that happened less than a year ago. Let's give it some time before we say I learned the lesson.
Pat, have you gone more than 5 years in a row without shitting yourself?
The last time I shit myself before that, I told you, was the sneeze, right? The snort.
Snort. Yeah.
The snort. And the time before that, I mean, we're talking, it had to be, it's further back than I can remember. But
wow, that's very mature of you.
The snort was very wet. And then, the other
Pat
one was
still
me
shit
straight.
his pants more in his adult life than most people I know.
Twice?
Yep.
That's fair. Again, one of them was a snort. That doesn't really count.
And then, my silver lining is Jalen. She just came from a toxic relationship and a toxic person who will remain nameless because I don't want to embarrass her.
I mean, fuck it. You're on a podcast. She's not. You can say whatever you want.
And it even, to this day is toxic. And but, Jalen is always there and she's, the silver lining. So that's mine. But I don't want to mention her mother's name. I don't want to expose who she is.
It's like when, people talk about murders and they keep amping them up. They should rename nameless. They shouldn't get any credit.
No, that's true. Yeah, nobody should know who Dahmer is.
Yeah, because it just breeds copycats.
Yeah, well, yeah, because Bundy or whoever goes, man, I can do better than that. That guy's kind of an idiot.
They do that a lot now with school shooters where they try not to
they try to remain
so much.
Yeah. All right, so we have four questions for Tony.
Wow, is that a lot? Seems like a lot.
We'll find out.
What? Like we're only like halfway through.
Oh,
this might be.
Are the questions from there or from you guys?
From us.
Oh, that's not as exciting. I thought I was getting everyone drummed up on the YouTube.
To be fair, 3 of them are directly off of the questions that I sent you. You've agreed to be on the podcast. Here's my email to you.
Oh, okay. I don't remember those.
Oh, well, this will be exciting.
You ready to ask them?
Oh, I'm asking? Okay,
yeah.
So the first one, and this is actually, you're segueing us into a new segment that we're going to have about Tommy's child and the stupid-ass shit that children say. And I don't mean stupid like, haha, that was funny and cute. No. Terminology. So does your child use terminology that makes you feel old and outdated and you're just like, where the fuck did that come from?
Does she say anything that makes you want to throat punch her? Consistently.
What do you mean, like
a new word,
stuff like that?
Like remember when Mean Girls came out and they tried to make fetch a thing?
Well, they didn't try to. It was a thing.
Oh my god, what's so fetch?
I'll give you an example because this is going to be for as long as we have this podcast and my son lives in my house. I'm sure this is going to be an ongoing thing.
Gamer.
Epic gamer.
Yeah, she says that was epic. She doesn't say the gamer part, but she says that is epic.
Yeah, this kid comes down the stairs like, "Sup, Epic gamer?"
He does.
I
walk in the door.
Punch him
Every time I walk in the door, he's like, "Hey, Epic gamer."
Yeah, I would say more so like when I say something, she'll be like, "Well, no one says that anymore," or "What is that?" Yeah, not so much. Like the other day was funny. She said something. And she goes, "Oh, Jalen got a call back." But whatever she said, it wasn't a call back, but it was funny as shit.
Yeah. Okay.
That's great.
Well, how old's your daughter?
9.
Okay, so she's a little bit younger than Colin. So it's coming. Don't you worry.
No, I'm sure.
All right, next one.
Tony. The worst moment of your life. Is there a standout?
My thing. Yeah.
Mason,
3 of them are from your thing.
Yeah.
Mason just chimed in. My son called him gamer last week. It's definitely strange.
Mason chimed in what? Oh, your son called him gamer.
Yeah, when we were playing Call of Duty.
Yeah,
together.
it's very weird.
Yeah,
No, so wait. Oh, embarrassing moment?
No, this is the worst moment. Is there a standout moment?
No, but I have several. being an ex-heroin addict, moments that stand out to where, when you're an addict, there's just all sorts of lows on top of lows. So there's moments like that. When you guys went to go see Steven graduate from Arizona, I didn't even know you guys were there until I saw pictures like months later, and that like hit me. I was like, wow, I'm here. I can't leave Connecticut because my drugs are here, and everyone's there enjoying this huge moment. And
I really wish you didn't involve me in the worst moment of Jesus Christ.
So there's plenty of moments like that, where you guys went to go see him when he first gets deployed. And I wanted to stay Baltimore because I wanted to hang out and party that weekend. And I wasn't even a big partier then, but I was single for the first time in a while, so I wanted to stay and hang out. And at that time, that weekend is, a big thing to an 18-year-old or so, whatever. But now it's 2 days that are nothing in your life that would have meant something if I went there. So
let me tell you, you didn't want to see me in that state. They shouldn't have brought me. That was really, really difficult that weekend.
But yeah, I mean, there's when you're an addict, there's lots of worse moments in your life, and Jim and at work they always make fun and say talk about you had to suck dick to get drugs and stuff, and I never did. My ass, I never did. My ass took a pounding, but I never. But I thankfully never got that bad. I stole once, from my mother, but I never had to break into anything like that, so I didn't get that bad, although it was pretty bad.
I see the meme all the time. It's easy for me to relate to those memes because not that I went through the addiction, but I went through the relationship with you while you were addicted, and I see the meme that says if you kill somebody who breaks into your house to steal your property, you value their life you value your property more than your life. And then the response to that is, if someone breaks into my house to steal my property, they value my property more than their life. And I always think they don't understand how fucking bad, because you're not the same person. Yeah. It's a completely different human being. Yeah. There was a time, it was towards the end of your run. It was just before you found out you were going to have a baby. And I said something along the lines of, and I kind of just was looking for an apology because you had lied about something. And I was like, dude, it's just fucked up. It's not fair that you can just get away with lying. And you were like, yeah, no, I'm a heroin addict, bro. I can. That's what we do. And I was like, fuck, man. But you were just convicted to nah, man, I can do whatever the fuck I want. It was a valid point. Tommy, how awkward do you feel right now?
I mean, it is what it is, bro.
Yeah.
Luckily, nobody in my none of my siblings have ever been addicts, but I've been around addicts. Mm-hmm. Some of my uncles are, so I get it. I get the life that they live. It's sad, but
it's crazy. He's by far the nicest and funniest of the bunch. So it's weird that he ends up being the one with the dirty, addiction. You would think that that's the asshole kid.
Well, I'm sure it could happen to anybody, but that's not even.
Does that make me the asshole? I kind of am the asshole kid, probably.
You definitely are an asshole
of the bunch.
No, we don't really have
Michael's an asshole. But at our worst, Michael was probably.
But that was because of drinking. That's because
that's true.
But just Tony's proof that you could change. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You don't need to. You're always an addict, but you can fix.
Well, when I didn't change, I just became who I actually was.
Yeah,
it was just that 5-year period.
You don't have to do drugs, right? You can get away from it. It's not.
It is. I've never said Tony beat his addiction or Tony did this. I've always said it was like I got my brother back. Yeah. That's all that happened. Yeah. He just showed back up.
But I mean, when we all break it, and I don't want to get too much, we talked about maybe having Tony on and do a whole episode on addiction. We all have that, we're all addicts. It's just what we're an addict of.
So bad.
I love food. I love nicotine. Cock. Yeah, cock. Lots of cock.
Oddly enough, I also inject the cock, so.
So, but it's about controlling your addiction. You know what I mean?
Well, it's also about how fortunate you are to have the addiction that you have. I mean, we are complaining that we can't vape because Tony's in the room. I mean, that's a pretty bad addiction, man. We've been in the room for at most 2 hours now.
We're right about. We've been live.
I'm sweating and itching at this point.
And well, there's probably another silver lining that Jalen stopped me from using drugs, whereas most of the time that doesn't work, where you get someone pregnant and you still use, and then the kid's life sucks and stuff like that. I stopped.
I remember vividly. I heard them come. So we were in a 2-family house. I was upstairs. They were downstairs. And I remember vividly, I heard them come inside, and they just were kind of loud, Tony and Jalen's mother. And I was
Who shall remain nameless.
Yeah. I remember being annoyed at how happy they were, and I didn't even know why they were happy. I just was annoyed. I was doing laundry, and they came upstairs, and Tony was talking to me because she did not talk to me. Thank God she still doesn't. But he was like, guess what? And I was like, she's pregnant. And he was like, oh, you kind of stole my thunder. How'd you know? But that's what they were so excited for. They had come home to take a pregnancy test. And I knew. I just fucking knew. And I thought, well, this is fucking great. Congratulations on destroying whatever life you're about to bring into this world. So I never could have predicted that Jalen is like the most well-behaved, most intelligent, sassy, fucking fantastic child on the planet. And in that moment, there was no fucking way that was ever going to happen. So if he didn't get clean, I mean, that's a life destroyed. Him getting clean, that's a life saved.
Yeah.
Because it saved mine too.
Well, yeah, that too. So I got my brother back. I got a niece who's awesome. And I mean, fingers crossed. A car accident will take out her mother.
Jeez.
That'd be pretty quick. Hopefully she suffers.
How about the best moment of your life, Tony?
Yeah. Hey, Tony, what's the best moment you remember?
I also didn't really have a standout one for that.
So it's not like, oh, the second Jalen was born.
No, that was weird because when she was born, everyone says this changed my life. I was so in love. She was born, I was like, huh. Oh, there's this stranger. That's my kid. I didn't feel a connection. It didn't take long to get one. But yeah, it wasn't that, oddly enough. Mine would be, I think, was going to Disney World last year and just being able to do it.
Like a victory lap.
Well, our vacations as kids was to come to fucking Thomaston because
true story.
There was 5 of us. The vacations were expensive, so we came to Thomaston. So we never really had family vacations. So it was the first time for that, and to do it, on a credit card, that I couldn't have gotten 3 years before because my credit was fucking, non-existent from using and stuff like that. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And now the credit card's paid off before I hit any interest. So, that was pretty cool. But,
started from the bottom and now he's here.
Happens all of us, man. We gotta start somewhere.
Yeah.
Last one.
What's my favorite one?
What's the most embarrassing moment you can remember?
This was a tough one.
Because there's so many?
No, there's just not any that stick out.
Have you ever asked to have a penis put in your mouth?
In the middle of sex.
What?
He said, have you ever asked to have a penis put in your mouth in the middle of sex?
No, have you?
No, I haven't.
Whoa, don't say it like that.
No, I haven't. But one of us here has.
You haven't heard that? You got to listen to the podcast, bro. I'm the same girl in the aforementioned Roadhead story. We're going to town, and she's a big fan of dirty talk. I'm a big fan of dirty talk. And what I want to say, the communication I'd like to make is I'm about to finish. So, I'm going to roll over and you take this baby shower to the mouth. What comes out instead is, oh, fuck yeah, baby, put your dick in my mouth. And Tom has talked about it every 35 minutes since that story was told.
No.
That's a showstopper, bro. You stop having sex when that happens.
If you're with a woman. If you're with a man, you just keep going.
That's a good point. If you're with a man, he just does it.
The only thing I could think of in 8th grade, I was sleeping at this kid's house. It was the first time I'd ever slept there. Me and Chris Palmero, I think. Yeah. The kid's name was Cal Du Bois. I was sleeping on the couch, and I pissed the couch. And we're talking 8th grade. So I was like 17. Yeah, so the only thing, no one found out as far as I know. I took a cup of warm water and threw it on the couch and just said I spilled got up, got a cup of water and spilled it.
How'd you explain why you were covered in piss?
I don't know. I don't remember that part.
Maybe
I
you
must
were
have
sitting
taken
there?
care of it before. I don't know. I don't remember that part.
Tony
But
slipped the cushions over those couch. Still smell like piss.
either that or yes, I thought I got away with it, and it's a big joke to this day for them that Tony Gallagher pissed the fucking couch in 8th grade. I still remember that dream. I was pissing behind central AC unit because that's in Virginia. That's all you had was central AC. And so those were vivid. I remember peeing behind it, and I peed the couch. Yeah.
I will say, as a child, I remember any time that I peed the bed, I remember that I was having a dream about peeing when it happened. Though I don't think I peed very late into life. Certainly not 8th grade.
Yeah, it's pretty late.
Yeah.
Well, who knows what was going on?
Yeah.
8th grade, so that's
maybe that's
1 year
never invited
removed.
back.
That's 1 year removed from mom and dad getting divorced. That could have made you a bedwetter, no problem.
All right. So on the next episode, we're going to talk about.
This is not over. We're just talking about the next episode.
Yeah, I get pretty long here, Pat. Next episode, we're going to do football reviews and predictions. We're going to do a whole segment on the kids slang. And if you first ever reader answer response, if we get any. Silver lining about why some pickup lines can haunt you. My wife at prime time.
You don't have to read what's in parentheses, bro.
Oh. Pat apparently had a wife at prime time.
I did not. That's why you don't read them, because it's a note to myself.
Thanksgiving traditions.
That'll be long. Turkey stuff.
And then the following week we'll do some sort of football.
Again, you do not have to read what's in the parentheses.
All right, so I think we should blow through this one. I don't have a lot to add to this. We did a couple of mine last week. So
So last week, Tommy told a story that he wasn't feeling well, so his brother brought him up a glass of warm apple juice, and Tommy drank it.
Fucking gross. That's a true story.
Shit that we did to and with our siblings as kids. My first note was that we did everything outside. We played sports outside, every sport. We played basketball, wiffle ball, football in the street.
We played a lot of kickball when I was a kid.
Kickball?
Yeah.
We didn't do kickball.
No, just at school.
Yeah, we did play kickball at school.
We did a lot of kickball down here.
But we had a ton of people in the neighborhood to play with. There's a whole bunch of people that played. We picked. Do you remember picking? Like if we were going to play with GI Joes or wrestlers, we like draft style. You put them all in a pile, and then like whoever picks first, then the next person. Did you guys do that?
No.
Did you guys play together?
Who, me and Tim?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Okay. Yeah, that was
Me and Tim were very different as kids. We're very different now.
Yeah.
We have a much better relationship.
Different people.
Yeah, we have a much better relationship now that we're older.
Yeah.
But even up to height, like it was weird. When we were real young, Tiffany and Tim were closer.
Mm-hmm.
And then as we got older, me and Tiffany got a little bit closer, and Tim was kind of like an outcast. And now that we're all grown up, Tiffany's the outcast, and me and Tim are best friends.
I like that. Currently, Tiffany's the outcast. I like that.
Yeah, well, it's been like that since we. But me and Tim are twins, so
yeah. You guys don't have the twin magic.
I want to say I think that we became more. We definitely became closer when I moved away.
Yeah.
And we weren't together every day. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like we have a bond together because we are twins.
Do you guys look alike?
No, no, nothing like each other.
They look alike, just like you and I look alike.
Yeah, probably very similar to the two of you.
Tim sounds hot.
Well, Tim looks like Pat.
Does he?
No.
No.
That was a joke, Tony. That was a joke.
So I've got this one.
Tony, jokes are like frogs.
It went over my head.
You can dissect them, but they die in the process.
But yeah,
It was close.
Well,
It was close.
I thought you were gonna go with like bad things we did because you said I peed in your shoes. And I don't remember doing that.
Well, I don't remember you doing it. I remember you telling me about it.
You put tacks in my air bubbles, and that's fucked up.
That's in here. Popped air bubbles in Tony's air pumps. Also, so listen, if you want to talk about the greatest betrayal in the history of betrayals, I wake up Christmas morning. Okay, I get what I have been waiting for, which is WWF No Mercy, the greatest game ever created on Nintendo 64. And I put it in and I'm playing. I've been playing for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and there's an unlockable, okay? And it's in the crowd, which means it's already been unlocked. And it occurs to me.
You're welcome, by the way.
Somebody played my fucking video game. So it turns out Tony was bored a couple days before Christmas, and my fucking mom gave him my game to play to keep him fucking occupied. And this cocksucker unlocked my shit. Dude, I'm still mad about it. I was so fucking hot about this.
That was a good game.
You understand this isn't Tony's fault, right?
It absolutely is.
Yeah,
No, two of them betrayed me.
It's your fucking sweet angelic mother's fault.
Oh man, what a rotten thing to do.
I also
Yeah, your mother's a horrible person.
putting a crutch through your door. I don't remember that. I vaguely remember.
I didn't say that. That was all you.
Mom did. Mom told me. I don't remember doing that. I can see myself doing it. I just don't remember doing it.
Yeah, we destroyed a lot of shit going after each other. I remember Michael throwing a set of keys at you, and the keys broke. One of the actual keys broke because Tony moved out of the way. Like, worst case scenario, like somebody's out of a fucking house key or a door or a car key at this point. There was also a time. So I had a buddy. He and I used to go to the Waterbury Mall, and we stole absolutely everything. I mean, we stole like the little fake credit cards that say like, you know, FBI female body inspector. And
well, at least you were stealing valuable stuff.
Yeah, we stole candy. We stole magnets. We stole stickers. We stole all kinds of stuff. We were stealing so much stuff that we would have to go to Sears, open the suitcases, stuff them with our stolen stuff, go back and steal more stuff. And then when we got picked up, we always had his mom pick us up, or my mom pick us up at Sears, and we would come out and we would say it was because of the arcade next to Sears. We won so much stuff because we're not looking through the bags.
You stole the suitcases too? Or
No. We went and emptied. So we needed bags, so you would buy whatever. You'd go to like Cinnabon or fucking Burger King because you got to eat lunch, right? And you just ask for the biggest bag that they have. But we'd have to do this a couple times because we were getting pretty out of control. There was a game in the arcade. It was, you know, you throw the balls in the clown's mouth. And
I'm sure you were good at that.
I would stand behind the machine, or he would stand behind the machine, and there's a little like activator when you hit the tongue. That's what counts. So we would just stand there and keep hitting it while the other one pretended to throw the balls accurately. And then all those tickets that we bought candy with, like we really had a decent racket going. Then we would bring the stuff and sell it out of our lockers in school. Well, Cockbag here.
I don't remember that.
Finds my stash at the house under my bed. So there's 4 drawers that pull out and you can just go right under the bed. He finds the stuff and he's pounding the candy. He stole a bunch of the fucking magnets and everything, gave them out to his friends and stuff. I find out about this and I'm like, I'm going to fucking kill you. And he's like, you're not going to do anything. And you're not going to say anything to mom. Because if you tell mom that I stole your stuff, I'll tell her where you fucking got it. And I was like, son of a bitch.
I don't remember that.
No, you got me good, fucker.
Got me good, fucker.
Do you remember the nicest thing that you did for one of your siblings? When you were a child?
Oh, God. You couldn't have put this in the email so I could have thought about it?
Oh, it's supposed to be a child thing?
That's what I was thinking.
Oh.
It doesn't have to be.
We didn't do anything nice to each other.
No, I'd have to get back to you. I will say, do you remember, and this is...
Why do you have mom's name in parentheses?
Because I had it as Ma, but when I went to go type Ma, every other M-A would come up before it. So I had to put Donita there so I could just get to it quickly.
Okay.
It's fucking annoying.
Why don't you just put it in one of your favorites?
I do, but for text messages and stuff, I never go into that. I go into the...
Do you have the new update? You can put it right at the top of your screen.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I can do that. But I delete my messages fairly often.
Why?
Just because, why do they need to be there?
I see.
I have messages from 2015 on my phone.
Listen, there's going to come a
I
time.
deleted you something the thing the other day, and I needed you to resend it because I had already deleted the message before I looked at the questions.
You need to. There might be a day where you need those messages.
That's a true goddamn story. You never know when those messages could set you free.
I have every text message between me and every human I've ever came in contact with on my phone.
Yeah, delete shit.
And it takes up a lot of space.
The cloud, bro.
That's true.
It's all in the cloud.
I fucked my cloud up years ago, so it never worked for me.
I paid 99 cents extra a month, so I have 50 gigabytes. I'm good.
Something that stuck with us, I know this isn't the question, but that stuck with us from a kid. You remember that little...
Michael Jackson.
And we lost it that one time?
Yeah.
And we were like sick to our stomach looking at this stupid fucking toy.
It was plastic. It wasn't really Michael Jackson. We called it Michael Jackson.
It was just like a little stupid...
It was a black guy with a white jumpsuit.
And we lost it. We were sick to our... I lost it. I was sick to my stomach looking for it, and we finally found it. But to this day, I carry that with me with Jalen, because at that moment for us, it was the most important thing in the world. And so now I know when Jalen is excited about something stupid, I think this is the most important thing in the world to her.
Right.
And so I applied that now, and that stuck with me. I mean, we still lived in Bethune, so we were like 6, 7, 8 years old.
Yeah, super important. I agree that story internally, I mean, to somebody listening to the story, it doesn't, but internally, yes, it shows how valuable that. I don't think you could flip that for a penny at a yard sale, but that thing to us was priceless.
Well, to you.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Yeah. I don't remember. I don't know if you remember. I'm going to say this was with Mom's food stamps at some point, but we each got snacks sometimes. Like she would go grocery shopping and she would get whatever, red Doritos, blue Doritos, and Cheetos, and it was each of our favorites because the three of us, she was really taking care of. Steven was kind of on his own. He was living there. But we got soda, and all three of us wanted root beer. So we got 3 liters of root beer.
Yeah, we had our own.
Right, we had our own. I would actually take the lids off and pour mine into yours and Michael's so that you guys could have.
Took ours.
No, I would put mine into you guys so that you had more soda, which in hindsight also flattened and ruined your soda. But at the time, I remember thinking that I knew how much I liked root beer. So it was important that you guys get more of the root beer because you must like it as much as me. And I still remember that very clearly. Like, that's probably the nicest thing I've ever done for somebody. Nice. Was like make sure that, you know, I would sacrifice my own for you.
I wish I didn't know I didn't have to steal your root beer. You were just giving it to
me. Tommy?
All right, wraps up, Tom.
Well,
I'm fucking starving.
Nicest thing I've ever done? I thought we don't do nice things.
You gotta have something, no?
We're gonna do these last 2?
Yeah, let's do them. Let's bang through them, though.
All right. What's the nicest thing either of your brothers have done for you?
Well, all of my brothers consistently show up when the time is necessary. I will say at the absolute lowest point of my life, which we have not and currently are not going to get into detail in the podcast, Tony showed up within 45 minutes and then for the next 2 years never left my side. I mean, he was there in the drop of a hat and was there every single step of the way. And each of them contributed in their own way. Tony literally stood by my side the entire time. And metaphorically, I guess. Tony, do you remember a time somebody...
Oh, I just had one too. I forgot.
Tony, I tell you something fucking starving.
Fuck. Tell yours. Let me think. Fuck, I just thought of one.
We don't do anything to help each other out. Actually, like probably the nicest thing I've ever done for either of my siblings is when I went and laid my sister's flooring at her dance studio. It was 2,200 square feet. It took me 3 days to do it. That was probably the nicest thing I've ever done.
It's amazing that's the nicest thing he's ever done. But I go lay his sister at the studio, and nobody thinks I'm a fucking saint for it. It's amazing.
When I left to Arizona to try to get sober, my house had just gotten foreclosed on. And I assume, I know Michael flew from Arizona here, and I think you guys all moved everything out of the house. Either that or the bank was going to get it all. Not that there was much to keep.
It's interesting that's a story that you chose, because that story is personal to Tommy as well. We will not get into that, but let's put a button in that one. That story will be told on this podcast one day, and you will be shocked about what really happened in that story. And you will be shocked.
Oh, which one?
By when Tony's things needed to be moved out of his house.
Oh.
You'll be shocked by how some of your friends, yours personally,
none of them would help.
Aren't the greatest friends in the world.
Yeah.
But we took care of that.
Yeah. And I was just a young Tony.
What a cliffhanger.
Tony was at the time like 17, 18 years old. Oh man, that story's gonna turn some heads.
I was like 17.
That was like 2006. So how old were you?
17.
You're 31?
Yeah.
So the last one.
Hold on. I got another one. I forgot about this. Erica just sent it to me. The nicest thing I ever did for my brother was 2 Thanksgivings ago. He had invited us out there. He had just bought his house in Texas. He invited us out, and I told him I couldn't make it. And Erica and I drove there to his house and walked into his house on Thanksgiving Day and surprised the fuck out of him.
That's cool.
Pretty solid score.
I actually am gonna, with his permission, I'm gonna post the video on our YouTube because it's fucking hilarious.
We were all standing in our oldest brother's kitchen one year, myself, Tony, and Michael, and Steven was in the military and was, obviously a phone call away, but that was about it. And from the basement, you just heard this voice that you were so familiar with. And when you hear somebody's voice that like this is why you talk to babies in the womb, it's love. Like instantly. That, like the Stone Cold podcast, the Pat McAfee podcast, people listen to those because they hear that voice and they go, yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
From the basement, you just heard Steven go, it's fucking cold up here. And oh man, what a good surprise that was.
Cool.
Yeah. Tim one time surprised me by coming home. I think it was also Thanksgiving. And I was working for Valvoline. I don't remember if you remember this. So I come home, right? And I was working at CVS and Valvoline at the time. And I was killing myself. I was working overnights. So Sunday I would go in, I would open Valvoline, I'd close it. I'd go and do the truck at midnight at CVS, and then I'd leave there at 6 in the morning or 6:30 and go to Valvoline and work all day.
Jesus.
So I worked 36 hours straight, pretty much. A couple breaks in between or whatever. But so I'm dead tired, and I walk into the house, and my mom's calling. She's like, "Tom, we're gonna have a big dinner with your sister and stuff. You gotta go home." Blah, blah, blah. So I walk into the house, and my brother comes walking down the stairs, and I was so fucking mad that they didn't tell me. I fucking threw him into the stairs, onto the stairs. I was like, "What the fuck?" But that was a good surprise by them.
So I tried to, with all these questions, because now the last one, the wrap up here, the biggest story about having somebody's back or ratting on somebody. I have one of each. No, I don't. I don't have a rat one. I have one for each of us though. A time that Tony had my back and a time that I had his back. I vividly remember I asked Tony to get weed for me and a couple of my buddies, and he got arrested with that weed, and he didn't rat me out. He took it. So I was nowhere to be found. I mean, there was no benefit other than with our mother, but even with our mother, he was like, I don't know, I'm an asshole. What do you want me to say?
Well, it wasn't going to get me unarrested.
Right, yeah. So Tony took that, and I could have easily been like, hey, Mom, just so you know, go easy on Tony, that was mine. But why the fuck would I involve myself in Tony's mess?
Yeah.
And then there was a time, it was behind what used to be Mima's, is now Razi's in Thomaston. There was a kid, I won't say his name. He's a good kid. He's a smart kid. I like him. At the time, he and Tony were having some issues. And Tony has this, Tony was a shit talker, but he was also a super, Tony has the ability to mentally and emotionally destroy you if he wants to, because he's so fucking funny. So one of the things that he would do, this is not the only time I've seen this, but I did react this time. He fucking hawked this huge loogie in this kid's face. And as soon as it hit the kid, the only thing I could think of was, they're about the same size. This kid might actually be a little bit bigger. I'd better do something. So this kid gets his face spit in, and then I just punched him as hard as I could right in the face. And this poor kid did nothing. Yeah. I was preparing for him to react. He didn't react. So I do feel bad about that, but
I think that started, someone stole something from me, and I either knew it was him or thought it was him. And then it was just me and my girlfriend at Mima's, and him and his friends hung out outside waiting for us to get out there. And so I called in reinforcements. but I don't remember what was stolen.
Oh, so you remember? I was wondering if you.
Oh,
would
yeah, I
remember
remember that. Yeah.
All right. Great stories, guys. Great stories.
Are we viral yet? Have we gone viral? 1 million views?
No, not a million. We don't even have 100 views. All right. I want to thank everybody for listening. Make sure you're following us on Instagram, Number 9 with Tommy Podcast, Facebook, Number 9 with Tommy Podcast, YouTube, Number 9 with Tommy Podcast, Twitter, @Number9Pod, or you can go to our website. We really encourage you to go to our website, www.number9podcast.com.
There are a couple things you can do at the bottom of the website. Tom, tell us about those.
At the bottom of the website, you can subscribe to our email list. We're going to be sending out emails every week with a question. And if you email back, you get on the show. You can also donate to the podcast at the bottom of the page. Actually, the bottom of every page. You can donate to the podcast to keep it going. Phobic Squirrel finally made it into the chat.
Hey, what's up?
So, and obviously in the YouTube description, there's a donate button there. You can hit us up with some donations. That'd be great. Keep us going. Until next time, we'll see you on Wednesday night, Thursday morning.
I say good day.
Oh, no problem, Phobic. You had an interview today.
Oh, that's good. That's exciting.
Yeah, exciting.
Are you going to watch football?
In a bit. I will.
Oh, man.
I want to thank everybody on YouTube for watching. I think it's been a pretty fun show. This is definitely our longest YouTube stream so far. But we'll be back on Wednesday, and hopefully we'll get some funny clips out of this one.
This is definitely not our longest show.
This is our longest YouTube stream.
Oh, yeah.
And this is a long ass fucking episode. This is one of the longest episodes we put out in probably 2 months.
We kissed two hours on the lips one time.
Yeah, it was. Can I vape now?
Yeah, man.
I love you.
Love you too.
Tony, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. That was fun.
We'll have you on again soon.
Hey, I had the Godfather movies if you want the other ones.
I do too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
On DVD?
Yeah.
I'll have to find a DVD player.
I have one of those too.
For the record, Tom's
Well, you got a
PlayStation.
PlayStation.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're out of here. We'll see you on Wednesday night, 7:30.
Shit out of this vape.
Facts.
Oh my god.